Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a really good day. It's 3/16 day. Oh, hell yeah. Welcome to the Super Magic Show. I'm letting everybody file in right now. We got some of the homies in the chat. Nicholas, Nick Henry, and Quan is there, and Trenton. A bunch of people are filing in here. Bob Zor. I'm letting everybody else come in from both the Twitter machine and YouTube. Welcome. I hope you're having a really good day today, and I wish that you and your families had a really good or have a really good week. We're starting the week off great because if you've been watching, in case you've been living under a rock for the past couple of months, Dragon Ball Super is getting remade. Dragon Ball Super Kai was the original project name for this. They're taking Dragon Ball Super's anime, they're enhancing it, shaving off some stuff, and sort of creating this new definitive version of the anime. So that's something to look forward to. Now, I have done 2 previous streams on this already. One of them, we covered Dragon Ball Super Beerus, which has now been announced. And we've got Dragon Ball Super Resurrection F, which has not been announced yet, but it's going to be the Frieza stuff, the Golden Frieza conflict adapted or redone, I guess you can say, or enhanced. But those 2 arcs, those 2 stories were originally movies that Toriyama was involved in, and then they were adapted into the anime of Super with Toei adding a bunch of stuff that was not part of his original plan. Some stuff I hated, some stuff I love. It just depends. But then we have the Champa arc. Then we have Universe 6. And it is my opinion that this is where Dragon Ball Super really begun. This is where DBS started. Because now, and we were all waiting for this in 2015, 2016. We were waiting to get done with this damn Frieza shit. Let's get to Resurrection F. Let's get past Resurrection F. Let's get to Champa. Let's get to Universe 6. We saw the reveal of the characters for the first time. It was a very exciting time in the anime. So, it's a very, it was a very fun time. And so that's when we got new Dragon Ball with Super. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to discuss ways of improving and enhancing Dragon Ball Super, I guess, Universal Clash, Champa, Universe 6. The name has not been revealed yet. The other day I reported that Beerus is done. Beerus is finished based on the report that I got. Not double sourced, but I'm confident. Dragon Ball Super Beerus is complete. This is great news. That means that they are months ahead of schedule, and that's great. We should be happy about that. This new Super ain't going to have the problems the old one did. But let's talk about today, Universe 6. So I'm going to bring on my special guest. He's the artist who did the art for the previous 2 and this Super Magic Show thumbnail featuring Goku and Vegeta and Hit. For this one, there was the Frieza one. It was like these little movie posters, bro. He never gets the kind of credit that he deserves, to be honest. Or well, he does get it, but I don't think he realizes his own greatness when it comes to art. All right, I don't think he does. He's basically, I like to describe him as Gordon Ramsay if he was drunk and could draw. Please welcome Jake Plays. Yo,
how we doing? I've never heard that description from me ever.
You weren't expecting that. I know. I had to hide that from you.
That's fantastic.
I mean, you kind of look like you're his son, except with, with less culinary talent and more artistic talent.
Hey, I can cook.
Okay. And you can also speak Spanish, and that shocked me. That shocked me. I thought you were a UK guy, and you're like, no, I'm in Spain.
No. Oh God, no. I can't stand the way my generation, the way I grew up, the way they speak, because I moved away from that all when I was really young. So that kind of accent, that like saying fam and all that stuff, it's lost on me, man. I can't.
Drink
No
your
way.
bloody tea, or you don't like that? I think it's pretty hot. Like when a British chick. I
like a proper cup of tea and biscuits.
Right. Yeah. Crumpets, isn't it crumpets?
Oh, tea and biscuits.
Okay.
You got what are they called? They're called McVitie's chocolate biscuits, digestives. Oh, beautiful things.
Yeah, I need to go at some point, man. I need
It's not
to
worth
go.
it. Don't. It's not worth it.
I mean, you're not the first person to tell me that.
I'm not surprised.
I don't know, man. I've always wanted to go at least to Europe, but I just feel like there's a lot of history there. Like, I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah,
I'm not
fun.
going now. I don't know if I'm going anywhere now. So, all right, let's talk about Universe 6 versus Universe 7.
Oh yeah.
I asked you to come on. I said, do you have any ideas for any changes they should make? And you gave me a lot. Yeah, right. And I'm happy with these ideas. So right now in the chat, I want to address the people watching. There's a poll that's already up right now. And I would like you guys. Huh? What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. There's a poll that's up right now. I'd like you guys to vote in the poll. The poll is, which version of the Champa arc do you like more currently? The anime or the manga?
I'm going to ask you, which one do you prefer?
I actually prefer, it's tough. I prefer the anime, but I think there are still improvements that can be made on it.
Absolutely.
And we're going to talk about that here today. I got some quick super chats I want to get out of the way here. Thank you, Goku Solo 648, for becoming a member. We've got Bob Zor. He says, give me that best. Oh, hell yeah. I did that earlier, bro. So you got that. And then Random Hero says, is Tarble canon? Brother, first of all, there is no canon. Second of all, what's your canon? Because Akira Toriyama created Tarble and mentioned him in Dragon Ball Super Broly. So, what do you think?
Didn't he get redesigned as well from his anime appearance?
When in what media?
When
in the game or something?
When he appeared, because he was briefly in the manga, wasn't he? If I'm not wrong, like you just said.
Was he?
I think he was, remember. and I think he looked a lot more like Vegeta.
People are saying there's an echo. Is there an echo?
Wait, hold on. Let me turn this out.
Can you hear an echo, y'all? Or can you hear an echo?
I couldn't hear an echo when I just turned up the stream volume.
Oh, see, okay. They're saying it sounds like someone else is talking. That did happen a minute ago. I thought that was you talking, but there is like
no, yeah. So to be transparent, I still live with my family because money's tight.
Money's tight. I don't blame you.
But my brother also, he streams, so he's quite loud, which is really annoying. I've tried my best to cut the noise coming from his room, but I'm struggling. Okay, so you might have heard him.
Well, no, I don't think it was him. It was like me repeating myself. I thought it was you that was talking. Is the echo still going on? I'm asking the chat because do you hear an echo? Because I don't hear one.
No.
Okay, but is it still echoing now, y'all? Because maybe I don't hear it anymore. I did hear it a minute ago. I'm thinking it's probably something with see there it goes again.
Yeah. See, I didn't hear it.
No, I am hearing it, but it's not my mic. I can assure you of that. I don't know what's going on, but now it went away again. This is weird. It was there for like a second, then it went away.
Could it be I'm using NVIDIA broadcast to obviously create noise canceling? Do you reckon it could be that?
Yeah, but you have headphones on, right?
Yeah, but because I'm using it for the microphone as well, like for my voice quality to come out better.
Well, let me take off because I have echo cancellation on and reduced background noise. Maybe maybe that'll fix it. Guys, let me know if there's any more of that echoing, please, in the chat. Because I see there it goes again.
Wait, let me try something.
Okay.
Right. Microphone. I've
never had this happen. That's weird.
I'm gonna just change it to noise removal. Can you still hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, good. It's just on noise removal now. I was on studio voice because it gives you everything. But noise removal should just take away any background noise.
I want to see Tarble mention the Beerus remake. He was mentioned in Battle of Gods. So, yeah, now it's gone. Now it's gone again. Guys, I hear it too. It is like a little whisper. For now, it seems to be gone. So let's see. One last one came in here. Dusty D. One change that needs to happen is make Monaka's nipples extra pointy and make him fight with them. Toei, do it right.
I agree.
You agree? Okay.
I agree.
Anything involving nipples, I guess, would be a positive on this side of the internet. So I want to get right into it, man. I've got the manga pulled up in case we want to reference anything, but the idea, I want to get this out of the way before we go any further with any of this. Because there's people that think that this remake of Super is going to be a one-to-one manga redo, that they're going to copy everything from the manga, and that's not the case. There will be some elements borrowed from the manga, specifically from the Trunks arc. That I know for certain. But when it comes to Universe 6, I'm not entirely sure. Some of the things are going to be mentioned, or are going to be brought into the remake, or whatever you want to call it, the enhanced version, but not everything. Okay. The Universe 6 arc in the manga opens up with this awesome scene, which I loved, and I wanted to see it in the anime, and we never got to see it in the anime, and that is the scene where Beerus and Champa get into a fight. And they're fighting in space. They're destroying rocks. Vados and Whis are trying to control it. Bro, why couldn't we see something like... The closest we got is that damn baseball episode.
Literally, it was as well, wasn't it? I think it was mentioned in the anime that they had a fight in the past. And that was it.
Dangerous.
We didn't see it. Yeah, and we didn't see anything of it. But in the manga, we got these really beautifully illustrated panels by Toyotaro. He was on top of his game at this point, the way I was seeing it. The illustrations were so good. And it's
you're an artist, bro. You have more knowledge than I would in that subject, you know?
No, so the problem with Toyotaro is that his anatomy is sometimes a bit off, and his paneling is a bit all over the place. But when he was doing this, I don't know if he was being heavily assisted by Toriyama at the time, but they were really clean panels. Even in his Battle of Gods adaptation, they were so good. And then all of a sudden, about halfway through the Universe 6 versus 7, you can notice a slight decrease in quality in some different fights. But when Goku fights Hit again, it then picks up all of a sudden really well. I've never got it.
His art in the Trunks arc was also tremendous.
Especially at the beginning.
Yeah, that one fight with Goku, and I guess they're saying my camera's frozen. We're having all kinds of weird technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Like, I'm genuinely using all the same equipment. Nothing's changed. I don't know what could be happening. As I was saying, the fight with Goku against Merge Zamasu that was only in the manga, Toyotaro did tremendous work there. I want to real quick pull this up. Hold on. Give me 1 second, yo. Because I want to illustrate this to the people so they can see it. Now, I want to make this clear for you guys. Jordan and I already covered this on The Mangalorean. So Jake and I are not going to go detail for detail on this, but I want to show you guys a little bit of what this fight looked like. How awesome would this be if it was in the anime, bro? Especially if you had one of the tippy top guys like Takahashi working on it. Like this, Beerus and Champa going at it, bro, would be... We've never seen anything like this before.
putting it into perspective, saying about how his artwork in this looks really cool. Look at how it flows. Look at how it commands you to look, and the way it commands your eye movements. It's like Toriyama's work.
Yes.
Which is why I really like this. Which is why I think he must have laid out some groundwork for these panels, because it's so in his vein that it's hard not to notice.
Not just that, but and this is, I'm not trying to disrespect Toyotaro, but Jordan and I have talked about Toriyama's on a different level from a lot of different guys, and
easily.
Yeah, his paneling is one of the greatest things he's ever done. Just tremendous paneling. And when Toyotaro, if he can successfully mimic that, which he can't always do, it's going to lead to some good stuff. The reason why the original manga is so easy to read is because of Toriyama's paneling. But dude, look at this. They are destroying planets all around the solar system and moons and shit. This is the type of shit I've wanted to see from Dragon Ball since I was a kid. With the Majin Buu saga, when Buu blew up the planet Earth, and then Z ended, we had GT, and then there was nothing for like 17 years or whatever, however long it was. I wanted, if Dragon Ball were ever to come back, I wanted serious like space battles like this. Like big time stakes. And
Death Egg robot type fights, you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, I do know what you mean, because that's my favorite final boss in the Sonic series. When you're in space and the asteroids are going, oh my, bro,
smashing through them easy.
You unlocked a memory, because I used to love playing through Sonic 3 and Knuckles and having that extra dude. Yes,
my dad owned the Mega Drive. Whilst he was alive, my dad owned the Mega Drive. It's the only thing I used to get into all the time. I just used to play Sonic. My mom was a Mario girl. And my dad was like a Sonic kid, and it was just the only thing they touch. So I grew up on Sonic. Oh, of course. I grew up on all these like arcade cabinet like little games. I had one thing. It was like a SpongeBob, like face, and the stick was his nose.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I can't remember what the game was. I think it was like a Tetris style game, and it came with like I had a Star Wars one, which was like Darth Vader's head. With like a control, with like it extends out with like an A and B button. It was so weird.
So it was a controller that you would plug into a game console.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think you just plug it straight into a TV.
Oh, so it had the game built into it. I've seen
those. I think it did.
Yeah, it's like one of those had Sonic on.
One of those had Sonic 1 on, and then my dad had a Mega Drive, and that's how I played the other games.
You played 2 and then 3. Did you ever play Spinball?
Oh, I used to live on Sonic Spinball.
Dude, that game is so underrated. It is so underrated, yo.
I mean, in retrospect, I probably wouldn't go play it now.
Yeah, I it's not the best, but I think everybody should play it. Now, I wanted to mention something real quick. Well, first of all, the poll results here. Which version of the Champa arc do you like more currently? 60% said anime, 40% said manga. We're going to talk about the things that the manga did better, too, on this stream. And what I wanted to briefly talk about is, I don't know how many people remember this. I'm not even sure if you remember this, but do you remember the original 2015 Dragon Ball Super promo? And I mentioned this during the Mangalorean, where we actually saw Beerus and Champa go face to face, and that scene never made it to the anime.
I don't remember that.
Let me see if I can find it.
Not even slightly.
Let me see if I can find it, because I do remember that teaser, and I remember I remember it because Tadayoshi Yamamuro had done the art for it. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Oh, so was it just a still image?
It was no, they were talking, but it was very brief, very, very, very brief, and it was done as like a hype package for Dragon Ball Super. Let me see if here it is. Nobody remembers this. All right, I'm gonna put it on screen here for you guys, including you.
I gotta see it.
All right, so this is the original Super trailer, English sub, right? This was in the this scene with Champa was not in the anime. This was not in the anime, y'all. That scene with them, this entire scene did not make it to the final anime, bro.
That's so weird. I wonder why, because it's a really clean drawing as well.
Yeah, it's Yamamura who was the designer, but that didn't make it. All this stuff did, like all this stuff, like episode 1, the SaiyanIsland.com, bro. There's a throwback. That website does not exist anymore. But yeah, but here's the thing. So this shot right here, so this is interesting. This shot of Champa did not make it to the final version, but in the manga, bam, that's the shot right there. Oh. So that means that either Toyo Taro was shown the storyboard or he remembered that promo and put it in. To this day, I'm like, whatever happened to that scene? I remember back when it happened, I didn't even make a video about it because I was like, whatever, maybe we'll see it later. Mm-hmm. But that happened. I mean, and the anime was ahead of the manga because back then the manga was just a promotional manga. Wait, it was before. What's up?
Was the anime ahead by this point? Because I remember that the anime took over just after Goku started fighting Final Form Frost.
No, you're right. I'm talking about the anime episode 1 and this promo came out before the Totoro manga. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. The anime, because he had to catch up, and it was monthly. And that's why Battle of Gods is like, what, 4 chapters? It's not long at all, or 3 chapters.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
It's not. So this scene right here, the first appearance of Champa, is more akin to that. Now, the next thing on your list, and I'm going to actually see if I can poll the people here. One of the things that people forget, and again, Jordan and I went into this in more detail in The Mongolian, is the fact that during this training sequence with Goku and Vegeta training, they're calling it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which is the name that Toriyama came up with in the original sheets for Resurrection F. And this is when name. It's supposed to be redundant because that's the joke. Toriyama's very self-aware when he does shit like that. That's the joke. So, but here we have, how about Super Saiyan Blue? Whis is the one that names it Super Saiyan Blue. That was not in the anime either, because by this point they were already ahead. So what do you think they should put? You think they should put this scene back in?
I think they should put it back in, 100%. Well, don't put it back in, but put it in the anime.
Do you think there's your reasoning? Because it shows that Whis is like their instructor. Like, is that kind of why you want them to put it back in?
Yeah, more than that. It's because the name Super Saiyan Blue just appeared out of nowhere in the anime originally. I'm pretty sure it's Vegeta first coins it against Kaba, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, in the anime version. Super Saiyajin Blue. Yeah.
In the manga, it has a clear direction as to where it came from. Obviously, it must have been from Toriyama's notes that either somebody at that point had said it, whereas for some reason they just never elaborate on that at all in the anime. It just they call it Super Saiyan Blue, and then it's Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan name just disappears from the anime completely, but was still used everywhere.
Yep.
Games, merch, everything.
Do you think
and it still is?
Still, yeah. Do you think that may be the reason? I'm not saying this for sure. I'm just coming up with ideas or possibilities. Is because they assumed that everybody was reading the manga, so it was like whatever. Like, do you think that maybe Toei and Shueisha just didn't think that deeply into it?
I just don't think they didn't think deep into it at all. Honestly, I really don't.
No, I don't either. Okay, I want to address this. Toriyama originally coined it as light blue in the theater pamphlet. No, he called it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. We have the theater pamphlet's been translated for 10 years. What you're thinking of is he drew a line to the hair and said it was light blue because he told the animation staff the color. Also, this right here, SS Blue is just SS Grade 4 with God Key. Not exactly. I'm not going to go into this on this stream, y'all. Jordan and I talked about it on Mongolian, and I have a transformation guide going into that. So check that out for like the real. And no, it's not Super Saiyan God 2. Although, again, I can understand the confusion. I explained that ages ago. Okay, Tis Quantum 43. Tarble would be awesome to see return. No question. Just wanted to show my support, brother. Thank you for the generous super chat. Tis Quantum. And yes, I can tell you're a Tarble fan because he is your profile picture. I would like to see him return, but I want to see him return like now, like in the post Black Frieza, like actually come back and do something. What are your thoughts on Tarble, bro? Do you care? I mean, he was only in that one, the one OVA in 2008, and he was mentioned, as we talked about, in Beerus, and had that little scene in Broly. Do you care at all about Tarble?
I think of Tarble almost like I think of Bardock, in the sense that he's a character that exists in the story. He appeared briefly, and he does not need to come back. He doesn't need to. There's no real reason.
I agree with you to a degree. I think they could come up with a storyline for him. Like, if he shows up on Earth and he's all fucked up and shit, like barely surviving, like how Vegeta was at the end of the Saiyan saga, and he's like, brother, and like we find out that he got laid out by some fucking asshole. Like,
thematically, I just thought of something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so
well, you're a genius, bro, so it's probably a good idea.
It's Vegeta's brother.
Yeah.
This is good. It's just gonna sound like fan fiction, right? It's Vegeta's brother, right? And they'd just be coming off the heels of likely defeating Black Frieza if they're gonna do an arc like this.
Oh, you're talking about later. Okay.
I'm talking about later.
Yeah.
Right? So they defeat Black Frieza, right? And obviously everybody wants him to be canon. As I quotes, air quotes.
Right, they want him back.
Everybody wants him to be canon. And I'm not talking about Tarble. I'm talking thematically because of brothers, cooler.
Oh, the brother and brother thing.
Yeah. And have it be cooler that attacks Tarble.
I'm down. They have to figure out an explanation about where the hell he's been for the past, forever, decades, but I'm down for that. I think people really like the idea of more Vegeta family members being out there, because it's Vegeta and everybody loves him, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, I've dated women that are very, very big Vegeta fans, the biggest in some instances. So I totally get where you're coming from. I think that him coming back, though, I don't think he's gonna do anything that's like earth-shattering. I think he'll show up and like we talked about, he's a victim of Cooler or somebody else, and that'll light up Vegeta to like do something. That's I can't see him ever being a top guy. Okay. You also wrote, because I have a list of changes that you think they should keep. You said keep the Beerus and Champa debate from the manga. Now, are you referring to which debate? When they're because in the anime they were having that, they were drinking that drink with all the fruit in it. Like, which part are you referring to?
I'm referring to that mainly, but I think in the manga it's eggs, isn't it, or something like that they have, or like eggs from a certain world. Oh yeah, that's it. The cup noodles and the eggs.
Yeah,
debating about
eggs.
The food. Yeah. So the reason I say keep that is because obviously with it having a counterpart in the anime and the manga, it's clearly one of Toriyama's notes, and they want this definitive edition, I guess you could call it, to be more in line with Toriyama's vision, be it whatever they have to change or add to do that.
Whatever
I
his
imagine
vision
that
is, too.
I would imagine that would have to stay, which is why, thinking just logically, that was all that was.
It's a very Toriyama thing to do, like the Don bird eggs. The thing is, and we talked about this even when Super was running, nobody knows what Akira Toriyama's real manuscript was, because both Toei and Toyotaro took what he wrote and added to it. And that's another reason as to why the canon thing becomes really, really challenging with Super. If we're talking about Dragon Ball and Z and the old stuff, figuring out canon is not that challenging, even though some people make it out to be. Super's where things get complicated because, and I've said this a lot in the past couple of months, by the end of this year, we're going to have 6 different versions of Battle of Gods. The movie, the extended cut. Yeah, the movie, the extended cut, the manga, the anime, Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Wait. Yeah, I think that's it. That's 5. I keep saying 6, but it's 5. 6 if there's like video game stuff. But yeah, 5 different versions. Which one's canon? And people are going to fight over it for years when I'm the one kid screaming in the corner saying, "No, there is no canon. Let it go." I mean, really, it's the movie, because that's the shit that Toriyama worked on when he was alive and was hands-on. So,
of course.
See, look at this. Extended, hold on. Extended cut don't count, Danny. See, that's you. Thank you. You made my point. That's you making up your own rules. That's why there is no canon. Who said that extended cut doesn't count? You just said that. There's no statement from Toriyama, no statement from Toei, no statement. Thank you, bro. You made my point. Everyone has their own canon, therefore there is no canon. This guy's making up his own rules, bro. Oh no, it doesn't count, bro. Says who? Who said that? You?
I call it Schrodinger's canon. That's the
There
best way
you
to
go.
do it.
There you go. Well, really, it's the fact that the Japanese don't care. So
No, exactly.
okay. Well, I see what you mean. I still think that I do. Okay, now I do like when Whis explains the 12 universes. I think that is important to keep.
Yeah, absolutely. Did I not put that down? Because I swear I would have put it down.
I haven't. I'm going to. Well, the next one you have here is include the SSB Goku versus Vegeta fight from the manga training session. We talked about that a little bit earlier. That's the one where they say the blue thing, right? That one.
Yeah, I
This
think
one
so.
right here.
No. I'm talking about later on when they're in the
Oh,
Room of
in the Room of
Time.
Spirit and Time.
Yeah, because in the anime they cut off the fight. They don't do the fight.
They come
Where
out with the
hit, like,
beards.
the iconic. Yeah, where they hit the iconic poses and stuff in the manga. They don't do that in the anime.
This one.
Yeah, they need this. Keep that. That's really cool. I
And
really
you know
want to see
what?
that.
Not only is it really cool, but Toyotaro was cooking with these.
Exactly.
Look, I've criticized Toriyama. I'm sorry. I've criticized Toyotaro, but when he's good, he's good. I mean, my criticisms, I don't think I'm too hard on him. I think I have an issue with some of his writing more than I do his art, but he's had moments where he's killed it. And this panel right here, bro, this is straight heat, bro. You should do your own version of that because it'll probably be better. That's gonna be your new name, bro. Better than you should have wrote instead of Jake Plays wrote better than Toyotaro.
I had at one point there was people in one of my drawings saying, "Oh, you're better," and I'm going, "Dude, I don't like being called better. I don't like it."
Well, you're definitely better than you used to be. That we know for sure. You have improved upon your own self. You know what I mean?
Just constant drawing, doodling, all day, every day,
all day, bro.
And if one comes out looking good, I go, "That's the one. That's the one for the week."
I'm gonna make a joke that only people that are cool are gonna understand and not think is weird. You draw at the same rate that I masturbated when I was 16. See, that's a joke that I would make, that only I would make. But, you know, people are stuck up in this fandom sometimes.
Fair enough.
Not my audience. So, Random here says, I think it's beautiful personal canon. I have no problem with people having their personal canon. My issue is when their personal canon is what they think is canon, and there's no no, this is right. When you can't back that up. So, and look at the people in the chat, bro. This guy right here. So 5 seconds. Okay, very good. You did good, bro. You got me. All right, and then 2-stroke joke. All right. It's like British humor. Okay.
It is like the 2-pump chump.
The 2-pump chump, yeah, which I've never been, thankfully, bro. But I have been called a camel because all it takes is 2 humps. So there is that. Anyways, okay. You said keep the anime version of Zuno. For those who don't remember, Zuno was the know-it-all guy. This dude right here. Why do you prefer that one? I don't think they're that different, but why do you prefer that one?
If I remember, because I really briefly touched up on the manga, and I think I skipped through Zuno. But I can't remember if it's in the anime or in the manga. Which is the one where Jacko has to attack that guy that's holding him?
That's
is
anime.
That the manga?
I think that's anime.
Yeah.
I don't remember that in the manga.
See, I would prefer they keep that because it feels like they're getting a bit of a reward for actually defending Zuno, whereas they just kind of show up and they do like the cup size joke or something, or the kiss joke with Bulma, if I'm not wrong, and that's just how they get the question answered, and that's it.
With the boobs
also,
and everything.
Also, just to add something on here, I'd like a bit more elaboration on Zuno. Like,
me too.
I want more. Like, how do you know, dude? Like.
That I agree. He's kind of got this whole like Buddha thing going on. Like he kind of resembles the Buddha. So I guess that's what they were going for.
Do you know what his design reminds me of? Just looking at him a little bit. I know it's going to be out there, but he reminds me of Rimus.
Yes, because the triangle on his
the triangle, the shoulder pads, the shape of the
man.
head. Imagine they say he's the same race as Rimus, and that's how he knows
he's like
been
Rimus's great grandson. That's why he knows
or something
everything.
like that. Like he's been around for that long.
That's why he knows everything. You know what? That might be a video. You might have just sparked an idea for a video. Don't steal that one.
I won't.
Not you. I'm talking about not you. I'm not worried about you doing it. I'm about the assholes that watch this shit, bro. They do that. But yeah. Okay. I think though they should keep all of this lore stuff because I dig it, man. The Super Dragon Balls, the Dragon God Zalama, and the year 41 of the Sacred Calendar. I think all that stuff should be kept.
Let me hold on. If I remember, because I remember you commenting on something. When Rimus appeared, was that day 0 of the calendar?
I commented on that on X recently. Yeah, Dragon Ball Wiki made a mistake, and actually, not here, but there's another part later on in the manga where he reveals that day 0 is when Zeno took over as the Omni King. So day 0 could not have been when the universe was made. It had to be before age. Or the calendar reset. See, those are things that we may never get the answer to because Toriyama's no longer with us. And I love Dragon Ball lore. And one of the biggest bummers of Toriyama's passing as a fan is the fact that there's a lot of unanswered questions about the origin of the multiverse that we may never get answered.
I mean, all we know is that Remus just did shit. That's it.
I mean, dude, me and Jordan had a debate the other day about it on the Manga Lore, and we were talking about, like, who came first, and I thought it was Rimus. He thinks that Zeno came from another realm, which, that's not a bad theory, we just don't have any evidence for it, except for the fact that he does have his own realm in the multiverse. Zeno's realm and the world of Void are separate from the multiverse. So there is truth to that, or possible enough to make a theory, but we don't have enough information.
I have my own theory.
What's that?
I have my theory that, so if you look at Rimus, he's very intentionally designed to look like Zeno. He looks somewhat like him in terms of body shape, height, stature.
Short, yeah, everything. Not very intimidating.
Everything about him just looks a lot like Zeno, not intimidating at all. My theory is that in the Dragon Ball universe, that once a power structure is, say, brought into existence by whatever it may be it maybe Remus is the original power structure, or maybe Zeno's the original power structure, I like to think that if Remus came into existence, Zeno would have come into existence at the same time, almost as if to be like the precursors of the angels. Oh, sorry, not the angels, but the gods of creation and gods of destruction. Because Zeno has the inherent natural ability to just erase.
Yeah, I've said that
Remus
in the Jordan
seems to have the ability to just create. I like to think they're a counterbalance to each other.
No, I'm with you. I totally, and that makes perfect sense. And then the Grand Priest is like the father of the angels, so he fits in with them. And actually, I even came up with this radical idea where, like, Rimus had come up with the gods of destruction with Zeno, but they were destroying too much. This is just, again, this is not canon, or this is just ideas that maybe like years ago, like centuries ago, the gods of destruction were destroying way too much. And that's when Rimus said, we need to keep them in check. And that's where the angels got brought in. You know, sort of like they sort of tested these different ways on how to run the universe or the multiverse, and they finally came up with this one after all these failed attempts. I'm just saying that could work.
Yeah, it could. I wasn't putting that face. I had to close my door.
No, it's all good.
My dog keeps fussing at me.
Don't even worry about it. Junior, Jake looks like a Teddy Ruxpin, huggable, and all the bears love him. Hope you found the one, bro. Is there going to be a stream where you don't hit on my guests, Junior? This guy hits on all of my guests. Man, woman, he doesn't care.
I saw the comment when I first came in the stream. That he
I didn't even see that till now.
I saw that.
No, he couldn't now because it was 4:43 p.m. It was 2 minutes ago.
I've got to let my dog and she's fussing.
What happened?
Come here. My dog's fussing with me for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, here we go. Adorable moment is coming. Speaking of huggable, here we go.
People, come here.
Here we go.
She does this weird thing. She'll stand at my door, refuse to come in. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. He's gonna go play with his dog, bro. I got a bone for him to play with.
Here she is.
Oh man, adorable. Dogs have so much charisma, bro. Well, some of them do.
They do.
Teddy Ruxpin is great.
Thing is, she's cute and she knows she's cute. She plays on that all the time.
And when they know, it's dangerous. When they know, it's dangerous. All right. The next bullet point is the Botamo fight. You like the manga version more. Is it?
I just like the choreography.
Just this stuff right here.
Yeah, I just think it flows better. It looks better. You know, I find it funny because it's still images, but it still looks better to me than the anime does. I think it's Naoki Tate. If I butchered that name, I'm probably wrong. He did
some of it. I don't remember.
He did a good portion. A lot of people when it was airing at the time clowned on a lot of his scenes, to the point where even you can see some of them in the Dragon Ball Super remake. Dragon Ball Super Beerus trailer. One of his like main scenes of God Goku, like the fisheye lens, got completely retouched by Yamamura.
Well, the thing about Naoki Tate is that he has like a weird style. Like he has a very unique style. He was mostly an in-between animator in the Z era and OG Dragon Ball. I think he's kind of better suited for that like fast-paced stuff than more of like the technical stuff. I
think beyond anything, his art style works so much better with Shintani than it does with anything else, because Shintani's very well. I don't know. I don't quite know about now.
The fluidity.
Yeah, he simplified the designs whilst keeping them very, very similar to Toriyama's vision of them. And by doing that, he made it so they can be animated in so many different, better ways. For example, there's a scene of the first person perspective shots in Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Oh yeah, I love those with those scenes. Onishi.
Those scenes are using Shintani's designs and the simplicity and the hair and the line weight and everything. They look really good. But I really dislike the scenes where it was Yuya Takahashi. I dislike those scenes because they go so off model from the Shintani designs.
I've heard people say that actually.
It starts to look like a different movie. Like the scenes, don't get me wrong, in a vacuum look really good. They're like highest tier Dragon Ball content you can find. But I don't think they suit the movie and what it was going for. Especially like where you're just going this weird juxtaposition from the super high quality, really in-depth like musculature that Yuya Takahashi's good at, like everyone says the late Z style, Buu Saga Z style, he's sort of really good at. And then you go to different scenes, it cuts, and then you've gone to the really simplistic designs again. And that for me, as someone who does draw and someone who likes animation and likes Dragon Ball, that's really jarring. It almost feels like, do you remember watching Dragon Ball Z, like especially the Funimation dub?
What about
you'd go through it, and one episode would be handled by one team. You'd obviously have Yamamura at his prime, and then the next episode would look like. And I don't mean to be offensive to like the animators. I'm sure they worked hard and I'm sure they did a good job. But it went from looking really professional to looking borderline amateurish.
Yes, I know.
And it felt like that in the middle of a movie. That's for me. That's too much. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on?
It's inconsistent. That's really the word that applies for it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what do you think about Takahashi's Super Saiyan 3 Daima scene? Everybody went nuts for that one.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Takahashi's Super Saiyan 3 Daima scene. Which one?
Yuya Takahashi in Daima. When Goku went SS3 and then he went SS4.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When he's had one more surprise and he rips off that was his best work, I think.
That was really good because he was also, I think he was really imitating Nakatsuru's art, which is I'm a sucker for Nakatsuru's art. I don't know why I always have been.
Now, Toriyama said they couldn't tell if it was his or Nakatsuru's. That's a big compliment.
That is.
Well, my guy's Maeda, and Nakatsuru was a student of Maeda. And recently, last year when Nakatsuru was doing cons, he talked about how much Maeda taught him. So I love Maeda, bro. Old Dragon Ball from the very beginning to around the end of the Cell Saga, Maeda was the top animation supervisor, and then Yamamura took over. And Yamamura was good back then, as you said. But I love Maeda. So I see where you're coming from though with the Broly movie, but I thought they were doing it on purpose, to kind of to show all these different styles. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think they were, but it was just. This is just my opinion. It was lost on me. That's all.
No, you're not the only one that said that.
I'm picky.
It's a problem.
Now you're an artist, bro. Now, okay, this one you put all caps. Have Goku be more aware of Frost's true. Oh, actually, one more thing before we move on to that. What do you think about Botamo being eliminated, but with Goku not being able? First, he does the sumo thing, and Goku instead just drags him by his feet and chucks him out. Do you think that makes Goku look smart? I think it does, or weak.
I've always seen Goku's intelligence in battle to be his adaptability as he's fighting, and he quickly catches on that Botamo can't be physically damaged in the same way that anyone else can. So for him to just grab him and then throw him out, I love it.
And he doesn't have to go into like God or Blue.
No, absolutely not. He takes him and he goes, "That's it, you're out, bye."
Right, and I do like that. That is very old school Dragon Ball what he did there. Okay, I have a new poll question to everybody in the chat. If you're joining us on X, make sure you hop over to the YouTube chat, Geekdom 101 on YouTube. Head on over there. That way you can join the YouTube chat, because there you can vote on these polls, because I'm genuinely curious about getting people's opinions. The new poll is, which version of Goku Botamo do you prefer? The finish. Not the fight, the finish. Anime or manga. Okay, next one on your list is Goku being aware of Frost's true nature. Now, let me ask you a question. When Super was first airing, did you suspect that Frost was secretly a prick? Or did you think that he was actually a good guy, and because it's a different universe, they were going to flip the roles, and it's kind of a creative thing to have Frieza not be an evil guy?
I just saw the promo art. I knew straight away. I knew, and especially when he came up and he was being too nice, and it's like, yeah, dude, there's no way. He, for the first few, I guess, minutes of reading, I was like, is he actually a good guy? There's no way. Like, in my head, I'm going, there's no way. Yeah, see, in my head, if we were to go a completely different realm, completely different story, I would prefer that he's a good guy. If they stuck to their guns and he was a good character, he was a counterpart to Frieza, an opposite in almost every way, I would have loved that. But I also think, like my point, Goku not being able to tell that he's malicious, to me, just never stuck right. Because Vegeta, even though it's because he just looks like Frieza, obviously being a bit biased, he instantly says, no way. You are slimy. And he can tell.
You sure it's not just like subtle like PTSD racism for that race?
Most likely.
Yeah,
it most likely is, yeah. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you know, Goku and Vegeta, especially Goku being from his background and displaying stuff in the past, he is able to sense malice.
Yes, he is.
He should have been able to tell, which is why I've also said, I think it's the next point, isn't it? Where I said, whereabouts are we? Drop the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Drop the Frost backstory, because they throw it in as a red herring. But I feel like if we just lose the red herring, there's no point in having it. Have us believe, convince us that Frost is cool and he's a good guy. Have Goku be the one suspicious. Goku's our main character. We should be trusted in Goku over anyone. We should be able to tell.
I agree with you, and we talked about it before we went live about how Goku can sense malicious ki. But my answer to that is Frost is either better at hiding it, or he it's Universe 6, so maybe Goku's not used to sensing that kind of ki. But you make a good point. Now the thing that hurts me, but if we're gonna cut stuff, some stuff's got to go. I do like the scene where Frost is holding babies and like they're. Like, that stuff was so awesome, bro. Like, he's, like, waving at all the people from Universe 6. They all love him. Like, I really enjoyed the red herring of Frost. What I did not enjoy, and again, I went over this with Jordan, Goku through the fight, bro. That was, Jake, man, that was my first experience right there, being a Dragon Ball YouTuber, of, guys, your theory is stupid. It makes no sense. it doesn't fit with Goku's character. It doesn't fit with and brother, I had to deal with a whole week of these fucking people because you know how it is on the internet. One person says something and somebody else goes, "Oh, that sounds cool. That's probably true." Like the Age 1000 thing being Broly.
Clone theory.
The hit clone theory, the Age 1000 character being Broly and Chilai's like ancestor or descendant because the hair is similar. All that shit is like, dude. And like, it's really annoying for me because I'm the kind of guy who I'm very much like a free thinker. Anytime anybody ever gets to know me, they'll know that I'm very hard when it comes to like, I'm very nuanced. Like, fuck this internet shit. There's a lot of people online who are very black or white, not in terms of race, but in the sense of like black and white thinking, which is like one way or this way, when in reality, things are way more nuanced. You know, a buddy of mine actually once told me, it was actually a pretty big compliment. He says, what did he say? He said, oh my God, I forgot what he said. Something to the effect of like, you know, you're the most independent person I know because like I'm the kind of guy who two people are debating something and I can kind of see both points sometimes. But with this Goku Frost shit, like it was so obvious to me that there was some kind of chicanery going on. And there was. He hit a poison dart in his fist. But like, dude, I had to hear for a whole week Goku through the fight. And I'm like, dude, did you guys... Fuck, man.
That's where I guess. See, that's where I get annoyed because
you're telling me
a similar discussion. I think if I'm not wrong, you don't like this scene either. I'm getting to the Moro arc. I'm going way further away, but the Senzu being scene.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it either. I'm gonna give it another read this year and see how I feel about it. But I hated it. A lot of people.
I think it's more nuanced than people think. I really do. Goku at that point, people don't realize, Goku at that point, he knew he was so far beyond Moro, he stood no chance. Even at full power, he stood no chance.
That's what George said.
Zero. So he knew if he gave him a Senzu Bean, if he tried to act up, he'd smack him upside the head and go, "Sit back down, dude. What are you doing?" He could not have anticipated that arm was still there. He didn't know.
I think the issue, though, was more so the fact that he knew that Moro was dangerous, so giving him any kind of, like, freedom. It's like the scene in Revenge of the Sith where Anakin tells Mace Windu he has to stand trial, and Windu says he controls the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be kept alive. It's like Moro was too dangerous for Goku to throw the Senzu Bean. That was my issue. But I will say... people do misunderstand the Cell version of that scene because the Cell version of Goku giving Cell the Senzu Bean actually makes perfect sense. That one made perfect sense, no pun intended. Yeah, he believed in Gohan more than Gohan did. With Moro, though, it always bugged me because it felt like that version of Goku had already seen how much of a mistake that could be. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not disagreeing with you entirely. I do see your point. Jordan said the same thing. It's just in my head, I figure Goku's been through so many battles by now that this Moro guy's he's not gonna turn good, bro. You try to turn Frieza like 4 times. He's never gonna be your friend.
I don't think it was so much he was trying to even turn him good. I think he was trying to, almost like a display of just pure power over him. By giving him the Senzu Bean, he's like, realistically, I'm giving you this because I know, and you know full well at this time anyway, you cannot defeat me. There's nothing you can do to defeat me. Obviously, I don't know if Moro knew if the hand was actually there at the time. I can't remember. But I think it's like he clocks it in the corner of his eye, doesn't he? Like floating
something
on that,
like that.
Lava bed.
It's been a couple of years, but yeah, I think he knew. Yeah, and I think we also knew, right? Because they sort of showed it, and then I think they got away from it for a while. But I think we were still talking about it, like it was still there.
Which I think it's like trying to frame it like more as like a tragic moment where like Goku's like, yeah, you are this strong, you can do this, but here's the consequences. Have fun.
Yeah, I know, right? I agree with freaking Brian. It felt like nostalgia bait. That whole arc has a lot of nostalgia bait. That
Has a lot of,
whole
is very Cell Saga coded.
and Demon King Piccolo. It's like they took the
Mm-hmm.
two and fused them with a little bit of Boo at the beginning. Okay, now you wrote here adapt a mixture of the anime and manga Frost battle, i.e., include the Kamehameha fly through. So let me pull it up here. I was just curious about which portion of the fight. Like, are you able to go into a bit more detail of what you think they should put in?
So, I feel like Goku's demeanor in the fight, in the manga, is way better than the anime. He's more in character to how he should be. Because obviously, I think Goku in the anime of the Universe 6 vs 7 portion of the story really suffers from what I call dumb Goku.
Yeah,
Whereas
Cell
in the
Saga,
manga,
everyone has that problem.
in the manga, he seems way more competent and way more like in the zone. And other than that, I think the fight is choreographed better. There's a lot more intensity within the shots and the panels. I feel like if they adapted them a bit more faithfully, it would be really nice on the eyes. It would flow a lot better. As well as that, I can't remember. I think it's the anime where Frost flies through the Kamehameha. If I'm not wrong, or is it the manga?
I think that was the anime too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I remember that in the manga.
If they were to keep the things almost 1-to-1 with the manga and then have that happen in the anime, like from the anime, I think that would be cool. Because I think that I don't know if it's a callback to Cooler. I don't know if it's an intentional callback to the movie where he flies through and then punches Goku, socks him straight in the face.
Yeah,
but it might have been.
It might have been.
That's cool.
So, this was in the anime and the manga, but Goku Super Saiyan going back to classic golden-haired Super Saiyan. Do you like that or no?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, because I was confused by it at first.
For me, it's like spiritually, he's like, this is, in my head, this is Frieza. And this is the form that scared the hell out of him.
I think that they were going for that nostalgia.
I'm going to show it to you.
Oh, and by the way, I've got stronger stuff than this, because the thing that makes me laugh is that he also had 2, 3, God, Blue. I mean, he had a lot of stuff that was far beyond just that. So, all right, real quick, the poll results: 55% preferred manga Goku versus Botamo, 45 said anime, so manga wins. New poll for you guys. Again, if you're on X, join us on YouTube and subscribe to Geekdom 101. The question is, which version of Goku versus Frost do you prefer? And we're talking about the entire thing, not just one part of the fight. The whole thing, how Frost is written, all that stuff. New poll right now. Please vote. I do want to get these poll results in so that I get to see what people like more, you know. So what do you think about the Piccolo Frost is the Piccolo Frost is coming. By the way, I love real quick that Toyotaro included second form Frost.
I want that I want that to be like a brief scene in the remake,
like just for like a 1 second.
He
thinks about it. Yeah,
because he thinks about it and then he touches his chest like, I was impaled. I don't want to be impaled again.
Yeah, he's holding his chest, dude. And you know what's funny is I actually think Frost looks better in that form than Frieza. The colors, like his shoulder pads are like armor. I think I love that form. Yeah,
I think it looks really cool.
I love it. Okay, then we have the Kaio. I think that's the end. Okay, that's the end of this. This is when the manga got behind the anime.
I just thought of something.
What's that?
Like retroactively with Daima, right? We learned that all the universes are connected through the demon realm, right?
Yeah, through warp.
Yeah,
sure, warp. Yeah.
And Remus came from the demon realm and created stuff, whatever, life, whatever it may be. I don't know if he created life. He created the multiverse. So doesn't that retroactively give like a solid explanation why races like Frieza's race exist in 2 universes at the same time?
I think it does that for the Namekians for sure, because they're from the demon realm, and probably the Saiyans. But they said that the Saiyans and the humans evolved naturally. That's the part that's confusing for me. Like, I mean, it's not confusing. I know what they meant, but okay, that's a fair assessment on your part. Then why do we have a Yard Rat in Universe 2? Are they also from the demon realm?
Pointy ears, right?
You know what? Maybe they're from man. You know what? Daima really needed a second season, bro.
It did.
Daima needed a second season just to explain why 4 is no longer being used and all the stuff that we have questions about. Even if people shat on Daima, fine. Do another 20 episodes, explain this shit, close it up, we're done with it. But I do think though, Jake, man, I think a few years down the road, the people who didn't like Daima are gonna look back on it and be like, you know what, that wasn't so bad. I really
especially when in the manga we start talking more about the Daima characters and we revisit that stuff.
Yeah,
I 100% think that's happening. Like if they can explain, like, I don't know if they'd ever do it, but I've always thought it would be a really cool concept to me if they explained that the Saiyans came from a hybrid race. Something that came from the demon realm, something that came from the main universe. The part that came from the demon realm is why they can become Ozaru.
Yeah,
pointy ears.
That's what Jordan said. Yeah,
and then the other part, maybe the mutation that allows them to turn into Super Saiyans could be a natural evolution.
What about the idea? Okay, so I don't know if you've ever looked into like the ancient aliens thing, like the actual like conspiracies behind it. What about the idea, and this is not something I necessarily believe is in our world, but it can be put into Dragon Ball, that humans were a race that was created by a demon realm adjacent race who like, genetically modified like other beings to make human beings. You've heard that theory, right? How like they say that the theory that us as humans, we came here from another planet. We're dropped off here millions of years. You've heard that
sounds
before.
like Scientology, right?
That's a version of it. Yeah, that's a version of it. Yeah, but this is all over the place where they're saying the pyramids were built by aliens. I'm sure you've heard it. But what if they took that idea and put it in Dragon Ball?
I'm a conspiracy. No, I don't believe them. I just like reading them.
Yeah, I don't believe all of them. There are some though that, like, I knew about the island 15 years ago. We'll just call it the island. And you know the island. And not Kame House. And the JFK thing
He's
was
probably on that list.
I hope not. That would hurt. Look, Hazen brings up the Anunnaki. Okay, yes, exactly. What if Dragon Ball reveals that humans, like Saiyans, like we were saying, are like a hybrid race? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like this is what Clip said. Yes, I'm just throwing that idea out there.
I mean, we've got somewhat hybrids in the Dragon Ball universe. I mean, what the hell? What the hell is Chaozu? What is he?
He's a doll man boy thing. I know, bro. I don't have an answer for you. I mean, I know what he's modeled after, but Toriyama never explained what. Does anybody really care?
I mean, we got the revelation that Popo he's from the demon realm, right?
I think so. I think
he's got the horn and the pointy ears.
Yeah. That was the first episode of Diamond. No, maybe the second one. It was the second episode.
I'm not sure, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we learned that he's from the demon realm. So can we explain, like, finally get like an origin for the 3 clan, that they're a hybrid?
That was explained by Toriyama.
Yeah. There are beings that exist on Earth that are from the demon realm. Who's to say they didn't mingle?
That's right. Or they don't even remember being from the demon realm because it was so long ago.
I mean, we know in the Dragon Ball Online continuity, Saiyans could do it to the point where humans can just turn Super Saiyan now. So, who's to say it's lost history?
Yeah, that whole thing has always been weird to me. I want to bring up a little bit more of the Frost fight. So all this stuff I enjoyed. I think a lot of it is a kind of a throwback to Frieza with some new elements thrown in. I mean, it really is visually supposed to be like a lot of the Frieza fight I actually think Taro did great here with these panels.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I got to put him over, bro. He did really good. But how do you feel about, in your opinion, Goku not really taking it? Now, first of all, Frost doing that pose is awesome, but Goku not really going all out, because Goku would have knocked this guy out at any point he wanted.
For me, it goes back to a little bit to do with Yo Son Goku. And the reason being is that when Abo and Kado show up, Tarble says they're around Frieza's level. Now, whether that's first form Frieza or final form Frieza is a bit up in the air, I'd say. But the way he reads it is he sends Goten and Trunks and says, perfect challenge. He goes, in retrospect, he literally says word for word, in retrospect, Frieza wasn't much of a foe. The way he sees Frieza at this point, especially someone
I don't
who he
know
would
how
consider,
I feel about that, but go ahead. I'm sorry. I just don't.
The way he would see someone he considers as strong as maybe Frieza from the Namek Saga, roughly, I would probably argue. He'd probably feel a bit like, well, I don't really need to go all out. I'll just do this. This is why I'm going to use Super Saiyan 1 and do my best. But I know, of course, at the same time, he's just come off the heels of seeing what Frieza's truly capable of having trained. So at the same time, I just sort of, I'm challenging my own theory here.
No, but thank you. That's what people need to fucking do. Before you say, hey, Geekdom, I have a theory, challenge your own theory. Because guess what? Dumb theories can be debunked like that by somebody with the autism level of me. And that's what irritates me, bro. Hey, Geekdom, I have a theory. Goku threw the fight. Why would Goku do that? He wanted to give Vegeta a chance to fight. Why would Goku do that? Especially, he secretly is working for... there's no good explanation.
Especially when you consider the fact that as soon as he lays eyes on Hit, he's like, oh, that's mine. I want him.
I know, right? He wanted to run the gambit.
Nah, that was a stupid theory.
So what is up with the Tarble fan club today, bro? We've gotten more Tarble questions today. Like, I did not know Tarble has like a little bit of like a cult following. He's a funny looking. I don't think he's that interesting, but he's a funny looking design.
Okay. I'll give him a satisfying answer based on my original theory for Tarble and how he could return. Right?
We talked about it earlier. Yeah.
Bring Tarble back. Brotherhood theme. They've defeated Black Frieza. He comes back battered the hell out of, right? We know Tarble's quite weak. We know he's not that strong, right? He comes back battered the hell out of. Boom. We figure out after they kill Frieza, Hula. He is now in the main continuity, as you want to call it. I'm not going to say canon.
It doesn't matter.
He's in the main continuity now.
He's being rewritten too, like Broly.
Yeah. Tarble lost to him. Vegeta goes, what the hell are you doing? You make me sick. I'm going to train you. I'm going to make you stronger. And then they fight him. He's got the same potential as Frieza. He can get just as strong. He has to train. He's not quite as strong as Frieza, I'd give you that, because obviously he hasn't trained as much as him. But then, Tarble's strong enough, gets his lick back. He gets to beat him.
That would be something. My idea for Cooler, because people have been asking me about Cooler since 2021, and I don't blame them. He is a pretty interesting and cool character. Okay. I've always thought that, because people always say shit like, oh, how are they going to explain where Cooler's been the whole time? Because he hasn't made any appearances in any of the stuff. With Broly, he was exiled across the universe. Fine. Not a big deal.
I can already think of an idea.
I have an idea. I want to hear your idea, and I'll tell you my idea, even though I've said my idea in the past. What is your idea? My idea
would be, of course, Frieza is the head of his clan, as you'd say, judging by from what Cold says.
Especially when Cold is gone, yeah.
But there's nothing to say that there's a pact between brothers that Frieza doesn't interfere on his turf. Cooler doesn't interfere on Frieza's turf. They separate themselves in different quadrants of the universe. Okay, no reason to say they can't do that.
But where's the Galactic Patrol in this? I'm not saying you can't do that, but you're gonna have to really explain. Are you saying that Coolers didn't hear anything about what happened to his brother? Nothing like that. He's
so far removed.
Yeah,
and then you're saying. That's the thing. He could come back and have this revelation saying, "Wait, you're telling me that if I just train for this amount of time, I'm gonna be on the level of the gods of destruction?" Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it, but I think okay, here's my idea, because thing is, here's my thing. My thing has been, okay, if we're gonna bring back Cooler, we have to explain where the hell he's been for the entirety of Dragon Ball Z, Super, Daima, all that stuff. I think it would be cool if, no pun intended, if we find out, you don't have it after Black Frieza. We find out, maybe Black Frieza gets his ass kicked and retreats. We find out that there is another member of Frieza's clan, Cooler's brother, and what happens is Frieza gets desperate, because what happens is, this is my idea. Frieza, so decades ago, Cooler and Frieza both ruled together. but Cooler was a complete psycho. And he was such a psycho that he was worse than Frieza. He would kill off whoever fucked with him. He would interfere with Cold's plan. He is like a complete and utter psychopath. We're talking about like
mad with power.
Well, just mad. Like he doesn't work for anyone. He just hates, like he enjoys killing more than even Frieza does. Like he's crazy, crazy that King Cold and Frieza together figure out a way to lock him away in this like ancient like sort of prison. You could even do it in ice, like magic ice.
Yeah.
And he's locked away, right? And Frieza, after losing to the Saiyans, is like, I'm gonna have to ask for his help. And like Barry Blue's like, who? He's like, my brother. And then Barry Blue's like, no, you can't. Remember what he did last time? He almost ruined the entire empire. He's like, I have no choice. I can't keep losing against these fucking Saiyans. Like they keep beating me. And then he goes and he unlocks Cooler, bro. And Cooler's, remember, he's been locked away for 30 years or 50 years or whatever, 100 years. And he's like, what the hell's going on? And what ends up happening is it becomes like a tag team match between Cooler and Frieza over Goku and Vegeta, and they win. Cooler and Frieza win. Cooler turns on Frieza, which is exactly what Barry Blue warned him about, fucks Frieza up, takes the Empire. Frieza goes back to Goku and Vegeta and says, I need your help. He's out of his mind. That's the fucking story. You can fit the whole thing into a movie, and that I think that would be awesome, bro. He's in exile, but not like Broly, in the sense that Broly was sent away because King Vegeta had small dick syndrome, right? Cooler was put away by Cold and Frieza because he can't be controlled. He's unruly.
Yeah.
That's what I think they should do. That's just my idea, bro. Like, because again, I kept thinking, how do you explain where the hell he's been? Like, you have to, and it's like, oh, he's so crazy that Frieza doesn't even want him around. Because he knows deep down inside this guy could betray me, right? So during the movie, he could be like, you are on my side, right? Like, you hate monkeys too. Oh, yeah. No. You and I together, we'll take care of them. Yeah. And then after they do it, they don't kill Goku and Vegeta. They just beat them.
Yeah.
And then Cooler turns on Frieza, takes the Empire. Frieza ends up on Earth, or maybe on Beerus' planet, ask Goku for help, and then there we go. That again, I just came up with that quickly. This guy said Cooler the Winter Soldier. You know what? That's not that's not an insult, because that's a good movie. That's a really good movie.
I mean, have the idea, maybe, at the time he'd be relatively weak. I don't think he'd be when he was locked away, he'd be weaker. Right. So imagine the idea that Frieza
helps him train up.
We know, especially thinking this, we know that Frieza is aware of other rooms of spirit and time on different planets.
Yes, other access.
So what's to say that's not what Frieza and Cold did? They battled him into a room of spirit and time, closed the door, and destroyed it behind them.
You know what? It doesn't even have to be a room of spirit and time. It could just be another realm. The reason as to why I like the idea of him being frozen, and again, your idea works too, is that he gets out of there and he's not that strong, so he has to retrain. And then Goku Cooler and Frieza could actually train together, and it would be like a pretty interesting training sequence if we saw that. But your idea works too, because him being stuck inside that room, he doesn't know how to get out, or even it doesn't have to be that room. It could be just somewhere, another realm, somewhere else, whatever. That works. The idea is just, like I told you, man, my big idea was, where has he been? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, we've explored Universe 7. We've seen Moral Galactic Patrol. I think he has to be somebody from the distant past who Frieza doesn't even want to think about because of the mayhem that... You could even do a story, bro, where Cooler killed, like, King Cold's brother, his uncle. Like, oh yeah, no, he killed my uncle. Like, some real like fucking Shakespearean Hamlet shit, bro. Some Hamlet shit, But Toriyama never writes like that, bro. It's just that's me taking control of Dragon Ball and making it more contemporary.
I'd be like, oh yeah, me, King Cold and well, my dad and my uncle, they ruled as like twin kings, twin emperors, and then when me and my brother were born, he was ruthless. He killed my uncle.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Something like that. Something like
And he
that.
was
He's
locked
like, yeah,
away.
he did not even have love for our own, but that whole family's dysfunctional. And that's the joke. That's the joke. The family's the entire Cold family is dysfunctional, bro. Anyways, again, I could talk about this shit all day. So you wrote here, keep Goku's cocky attitude when fighting Frost. You're talking about before he got hit with the poison dart?
Yeah. He's got this air of like way more confidence to him in comparison to what he does in the anime. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. That attitude right there. He's exuding. I don't know what's the closest example. Like
Vegeta confidence, you think?
Almost, yeah. He's almost fighting akin to Vegeta. Like in terms of like attitude, he's like, yeah, I'm better than you. Bring it on.
No, I like confident Goku. I mean, when he shows up on Namek and he tells Raccoon, you know, you're not that good. I love, and I posted it on X in the Spanish dub when he shows up to fight Nappa and he goes, I read your movements very easily. And in Spanish he goes, eres un fracasado, which means you're a failure. And it's like, whoa, like he straight up called Nappa, who killed all his friends, a failure, dude. Like,
stands on his head. Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple super chats from Dustin. I want to get them out of the way because he sent these in earlier. I didn't want him to think I was leaving him out. Need every Frost form in the games. They shafted him. I think it's only the final form, right? That's in the games.
Always.
Yeah, they don't have like, and honestly, he did fight under the third form for a while. So
I think
Sparking Zero would be a place to do it.
I think does Sparking Zero have his first form?
I thought it had his last form only.
Let me just
could be wrong. Yeah, because I never picked him. When I was playing that game, I never picked him. By the way, let me ask you.
No, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
So he just has the final form.
Just final.
Let me ask you a question, because I made this a poll in my community tab. I asked the people, I said, in your opinion, what's the best modern Dragon Ball console game? And the 4 options were Sparking Zero, Xenoverse 2, Fighters, or Kakarot. What's your pick? Out of those
is it
4.
just out of those
4? Yeah.
Oh man.
Because those are the ones that are most played. Nobody plays fusions anymore.
No.
Or superheroes.
In terms of like sheer playability and what I enjoyed, God, I used to play the hell out of Xenoverse 2, man.
I only played it for a few months.
I really like the fighting mechanics of Sparking Zero.
It's more like a Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me because growing up, me and my brother, we would always play. I used to call it Key Blast Tennis in Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Oh boy, yeah.
And we used to play that all the time. And we used to do it in Raging Blast as well, Raging Blast 1 and 2. The fact that I could still do that in Sparking Zero, bro, are the memories. So I think Sparking Zero wins, just for that.
Yeah, but I do want to make it like, and that's something I should have clarified. If you grew up a fan of Tenkaichi 3, we're separating that. This is just Sparking Zero. You know what I mean? Like in other words, some people will vote and say, well, I had a lot of great memories playing Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, but that's a different game. And honestly, there are things that Tenkaichi 3 did. I think the mechanics of Tenkaichi 3 are a little bit better than Sparking Zero because Sparking Zero is very defensive. Whereas with Tenkaichi 3, I think it's a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't notice that right away. It was more when I was playing with my friends. And we noticed how it's a little different.
I just have to comment on something. Base Gotenk said Sparking Zero is okay. It's basically Jump Force with flying and Dragon Ball characters. Do you know why?
I don't know about
It's because it's the same developer.
I think it's way better than Jump Force, but I'll be honest, I never played Jump Force. I only saw it being played, so it's not really a fair. I hate those people that judge games without playing them, but I wasn't all that interested in it, honestly.
The gameplay was sound. The story was something.
The graphics were also weird too, because you have these different characters from these different styles.
And the fact that you can go that they went from Jump Force to Sparking Zero, that was pretty much the next project, next big project they did. It's kind of insane. Like,
yeah.
I feel like if they were to make like a spiritual sequel to Jump Force, maybe make it like, I don't know, Shonen All Stars, Jump All Stars or something.
Right.
Give it the same treatment that Sparking Zero got in terms of like fidelity graphically and all that stuff and just gameplay. I think they got a banger.
Yeah, I would like that, actually. I really would. Justin,
so cool.
Dustin says Tenkaichi 3 feels really phenomenal in your hands. You know what else feels good in your hands? All right, so he says, I've been saying they should do a Daima Season 2 when now the magic circle was broken by Sun. It unleashed a reworked version of Omega Shenron. I think the idea of the Shadow Dragons being rebooted, being linked to the Super Dragon Balls, I think that is probably closer to what I would want. But I will say this. I did do a video, I think almost a year ago now, called Dragon Ball Daima Season 2. It was a stream first, and it was a video, and I went over the way that I would write a Season 2 of Daima. Because I do think it would be cool if we got that just to close the Demon Realm. Were you going to say something? Because you went like this, like you were going to say something, so go for it.
I did this to the idea of Omega Shenron. I feel like we've got to let GT have something, man.
Oh, you're saying don't bring them back.
Let them keep the Shadow Dragons. It's like the one cool thing they did. Let them keep the Shadow Dragons.
No, I mean, different. I'm with you. It's just that they brought back Broly, they brought back Super Saiyan 4. People want cooler. I have said from the very beginning, look, I don't hate them rebooting nostalgia stuff that much. I really don't. Cell Max, whatever the fuck. But I want Dragon Ball to have something new. You know what I mean? I want 100%. Something new. Like I feel like Moro was a step in the right direction, even though, like we talked about, it is derivative of Cell and Demon King Piccolo. But the fact they had to fight against a warlock who had all these abilities, like new types of opponents to test Goku in them, I would eat that shit up, bro.
I had an idea of it feels very Marvel in terms of like what it would be.
That's
but, like,
okay.
I would love the idea that we get an introduction of like abstract concepts of things,
like deities,
like but like forces in nature, but personified. I would love, we get death or we get life, we get stuff like that.
You think that? I mean, I don't hate the idea. I actually love the idea for Marvel, but do you think? Is that something Toriyama would do? And I'm not saying we have to do everything for Toriyama, but I mean, that seems almost like too... What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe not too serious. I know what you mean, though. Like the in-betweener, like principalities, basically.
Yeah.
But they would have to be higher level deities then. Higher than Zeno. Right?
I guess, yeah. But then... Would you say, because I look at Zeno and do I think he's like strong more so than he is like overflowing with the ability to destroy?
Right. He's not a fighter.
That's what I mean. Like, could Goku punch Zeno in the face and kill him? Is like the question.
This is what Dustin was talking about. What do you think about this idea? I think a Shenron style villain based on the Demon Balls or Super Balls needs to happen, including the lore we have established now. I mean, I kind of see where Jake's coming from, though. Like, maybe leave GT in the past. But I think if you were going to do it, like if Akio said, listen, Akio says, look, I want to do this. How should we do it? I think it should be Super Dragon Ball, tied into the Super Dragon Balls.
Okay, we can do something with this, idea-wise. So... we have practically nothing on Zalama, right?
People think he's Namekian. That's never been stated.
We have nothing. Give us an idea that he splits himself off into several fractions.
Oh yeah, like the black smoke dragon with the cigar.
But it's Zalama. He is a good deity. I imagine he's a positive-based deity. He's not destructive or anything. Or maybe neutral, just a purely neutral, because the wishes are neutral. The Dragon Balls by nature are neutral. They grant good or bad wishes, right? So make it so to be able to interact with Zalama, you have to basically go through his gauntlet, which is you have to find all 7 of his avatars, and you have to beat all 7. It's Shadow Dragons.
It's a similar idea.
But it's new.
Yeah. And this would be and I said this before, I did a video about this years ago. If you're going to do something like that, that has to be a multiversal threat to where this time everyone has to work together. Jiren, Hit, the Universe 6 Saiyans. Sorry, guys, even Ribrianne's people. Everyone who was in that Tournament of Power introduced in that arc. The ending, the ultimate Dragon Ball arc, based on everything they've introduced, is to have all those TOP mortals working together to stop this ultimate unbeatable threat.
Well,
it needs to happen, bro.
Even thinking of something, it could be a thing where, say, this is how they reintroduce the Demon Realm. They don't have the story take place in, but we have a being who is aware of Zalama in the Demon Realms. He knows he exists, and he knows that maybe contacting him, he grants, I guess, maybe beating his gauntlet, he grants the ultimate wish, right? Say he can do that, whatever. I'm making things up here.
Yeah, I know. We're just spitballing.
But he leaves the Demon Realm because obviously now we know the catalyst of Goku breaking the Demon Realms. They can likely leave wherever they please. There's a new ruler with Ku. This guy leaves. Maybe he's malicious by nature or whatever it may be, and he goes to where Zalama's residence is, wherever he resides, interacts with whatever the full Zalama is, and he splits off. And when he splits off into 7 random universes. Say we go to Jiren, or we go to Universe 11, we go to Universe 6,
right?
Universe 2,
right.
I don't know, Universe
Whatever.
7.
Yeah.
We do all that, and it causes chaos or some embodiment of catastrophe in each of those universes, somewhat to what the Shadow Dragons do, where they bring some kind of catastrophe, like Shenron does the negative energy in the air.
The matter starts to fall apart type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they do something like that. And the universe's residents are forced to seek help to defeat this insurmountable threat that they've never had to face before. And that way they all work together. And by the end of it, they all get like the ultimate wish. Maybe the ultimate wish will be like, restore all the damage done through what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it would be ridiculous and over the top and silly, but also awesome if Goku were to use for the first time ever a multiversal spirit bomb. It's not just energy from Earth. It's
I
energy
can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you. I'm hearing something outside, and I'd be too sick.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no. And so, it would be so wacky if Goku did a multiversal Genki Dama, bro. That's big as a galaxy, and he's like, eat this. That would be it's so over the top, man. But it's like, if that's gonna be the last arc of Dragon Ball, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like,
that would be cool.
Let's just that's it. We're done. It's like the Boo ending, except bigger, and we're done. Like that. That's down the road. So, all right, back to Universe 6. We went off on a whole different thing.
We did. That was the whole thing.
And I'm cool with it, man. Are you good? I mean, are you good on time? We probably have another hour left, probably. Is that okay?
I'm fantastic. Don't worry about me.
I know you're ahead of us, and you're like 5 hours ahead. I don't want to keep you up too late. So you wrote, adapt primarily the manga version of Piccolo versus Frost off the heels of Superhero feels more in taste. So you're saying give Piccolo more shine. This fight right here?
Let Piccolo shine, man. He's a cool character. He needs to be cool.
He is Aura Farmer, bro. I will say this. I agree with you about one thing. I did not like that in the anime. He's doing this for like
the entire time,
whole episode. Like, no, dude. It's Piccolo's got other attacks, bro. But I'll be honest, man. This in the manga, the fight's only like 5 pages. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fucked up.
I would say maybe extend it as well. Like, extend it, make it better, give off like the idea that he's still extremely powerful. This is, he has that thing where he says, what is it? Like, Champa realizes, like, he's must not be an ordinary Namekian. And he's like, nah, I'm the reincarnation of the Demon King, dude. Like, I'm cool as hell.
He is, and not just that, he's the nameless Namekian, the son of Katatsu. Yeah, there's a lot of backstory. I was actually pretty happy, bro, that Toriyama gave him 2 new forms with superhero. Even though I think new forms, I mean, I've talked about it, bro. There's way too many. There's way too many like there's way too many like what do you call it? New forms in modern Dragon Ball, but. Yeah. Piccolo needed some kind of a power boost.
If Goku gets a form beyond Ultra Instinct, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm gonna make a video at some point later this year as to why I believe Ultra Instinct is gonna be his final form that he's ever gonna get. Because I'm with you, he shouldn't. Now, I do sort of like the idea, even though it is cheap fan service, to do UI with SS4 and make SS5. That's just me being cheeky. But I don't know if they'll actually do that. You know,
I wonder, like, because we know he can implement Ultra Instinct through the Granola arc. He can implement it into his other forms, and it becomes sharper as he transforms.
Right.
So that would be cool. And I like the people's depictions of it, where it's like I saw artwork where it was Super Saiyan God with like frosted tips.
Yeah.
Like,
a little bit of a cool. Silver.
I love that. He gets like if he went to like Super Saiyan 4. Like, and it turns like fully silver. That would be cool.
Or it's the same. It could be the same color, but the eyes could be like that silver eye. You know the. Oh, I hope, dude. I hope they don't get rid of that music. I hope they do not get rid.
I hope they do like an adaptation of it, like a new, more like grand sounding version of it. Especially
just don't
when
get rid of it.
Especially in the scene where he unlocks it. Well, when he like calms himself down after Beerus dies, and he goes, okay, and then it comes in like an orchestral version, super like high fucking energy. That would be cool as hell.
I wanted to see that in a movie. We still have not seen UI in a theatrical movie, bro. We had 2 since UI happened, and we haven't seen it in either one. I like what Pale Gray said. The multiversal Genki Dama so big it takes a multiversal size Goku Susano. That would be something, bro. They take what he did in the Moro arc and he does that would be something, bro. And he hits it like a volleyball. Boom.
As well as that, just by its nature, he should be able to use a Genki Dama in Ultra Instinct.
It would make perfect sense. He's calm and
exactly.
I'm totally in.
I mean, technically, if they want to do new forms, he could technically use the Kaio-Ken.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit, all right? Because there's a whole discussion coming on that. Gabby says, why does the dub of Super have so many changes, like referring to Super Shenlong as the actual Zalama? I hated that. I thought we're past that shit. Great question. I actually asked Chris Sabat this in at Kamehacon 1, and I did not like his answer, even though I had to take it. Chris Sabat said that the reason as to why they made so many changes for the Super Dub, because it wasn't as bad as Z, but it wasn't as clean as Kai, is because he figured that everybody has already seen the sub, so for the dub, they can be goofy. I did not like that, and I'll tell you why. Number 1, that's Team 4-Star's job, not the official dubbing company. Number 2, okay, when Super was running, yes, all of us, all the hardcore fans were watching it subbed and later dubbed. But what about the future? What about the little kids that are growing up watching Super on Cartoon Network that haven't even gotten on the internet yet or aren't even in communities yet? God bless them. Your dub, when you dub a show, dude, it has to be something that's immortalized. Like when you dub it, it's got to be there forever. And I don't think he was thinking about that. And the problem is that's why the Z dub caused so many problems, because there's so many people to this day that don't understand Dragon Ball Z because of the fucking dub changes. And Super, it doesn't have as many, but I agree with Gabby. There's some silly shit in there, like Jiren talking about, I don't like dragons. Now, I've said this before. I was in communication with Sabat, Raleigh, and Sean during this time period, and we were talking about the dub. And I was answering their questions. They asked me about Jiren. I'm not going to be listed in the credits, even though I feel like I should be, all right? And I'm not bullshitting either. I wouldn't lie about this. None of those changes I co-signed. None of the shit with Jiren the Dragon. None of that shit. None of it. The only one that I actually called them out on which Sean had an argument with Chris about it, is in Dragon Ball Super Broly, Gogeta says, I am neither Kakarot nor Vegeta. In the dub, in the sub, he says, I'm neither Goku nor Vegeta. Now, Sabit's argument was Vegeta would never call Goku Goku, he would call him Kakarot. And I told him, I said, bro, number one, it's not Vegeta, it's Gogeta. Goku Vegeta. That's the thing, okay? That's number one. Number two, don't change a line because you think a character wouldn't say that when you're wrong. And number three, and this is the one where I really checkmated him, I'm like, when you guys did Fusion Reborn, you had Gogeta say, I'm neither Goku nor Vegeta. Why are you changing it now? And they realized that they fucked up. Like, they knew they fucked up. But by the time they found this out, bro, the movie had already been out there. Like, there was even talk of them redubbing Vic Mignogna's lines because of that whole controversy thing, and that wound up not happening because the movie was already going to be put on Blu-ray, and they were like, nah, it's too late.
Didn't it leak, like, the official Didn't the Blu-ray leak before it appeared in theaters?
No, the Blu-ray didn't leak, but a high-quality version of the movie did leak from there was one from South America, because I think I remember what happened. Somebody leaked it in Spanish, right? And it was like the full movie in Spanish, but then somebody else recorded the dub from the movie theater and put it over, which is why you hear echoes and shit. You remember this shit, right?
I remember.
It was like a month. It was like a month after the Japanese premiere.
And it took another 2 months for the actual, or another month and a half for the English quality to come out clear. I remember that.
Yep. And here's the other thing about that. That was on that version that we're talking about with the English dub, like, recorded. That was on YouTube for like months. And I would fucking be like, okay, Toei's gonna copyright strike channels and copyright claim people like Team 4-Star, Totally Not Mark, myself, Unreal Ant Gaming, anybody who does Dragon Ball.
Like,
but you're not gonna take down the actual fucking movie that's fully up there. That used to piss me off so much.
I remember the day I jumped on YouTube. I was upstairs in the house, and we got the big TV in the front room. Turned on the TV, and I went, "There's no way. There's no way this has just appeared in my recommended." I press it, and I'm going, "This is fake. This has got to be like a Rickroll, or it's got to be some fake thing." I go halfway through it, and I'm like, "Well, I've just been spoiled on Gogeta. Fantastic."
Well, I mean,
I stayed away. I tried to stay away from it all
because the Gogeta thing came out 4 months before the movie came out.
Was it Gogeta I was spoiled on?
Well,
no, because I was speaking to you, I think, at the time as well.
You may have been, but I know for a fact that Gogeta thing leaked in like September. Yeah, because I remember exactly what happened. I can tell the story now because it's been X number of years. What the guy's name? Oh my god, he's a British guy. So the British guy did a what do you call it when you unlock a video game? What's that called when they data mined? He data mined Xenoverse 2, and there was a Gogeta and a Broly.
Yep.
And I remember I texted somebody from Bandai and I go, "What's this?" And they go, "Oh, that's out now." Damn. I was like, okay.
It's always Xenoverse 2. They showed Ultra Instinct for the first time as well, didn't they? The full silver hair version.
Yeah, but I don't think it was. Remember, we didn't even know the name of it until the episode aired. We kept calling it Limit Breaker Goku. Remember that Limit Breaker? We didn't even know the name of this shit. So.
No. I'm saying it was in V Jump. I'm pretty sure we saw for the first time. It was the silver-haired version of Ultra Instinct. It was a render of Goku.
Oh, the silver-haired. Yeah, you might be right. See, that whole time period's a blur.
The original, like, Limit Breaker, what everyone called it, with like the weird aura that was coming off.
Where it was Goku's back for like fucking 3 months.
The red, blue, and orange like rainbow aura, like that was what people called Limit Breaker.
Do you remember the chocolate thing? How I had reported that because there was like a spiky red-haired Goku on it, and I was like, maybe this is the form after it. Turns out that was just a coloring error on the box. And I actually got a little bit of shit for that. Oh, you said there was gonna be a form after. I'm like, no, I thought there was. You can't blame me for that. I'm not the one that fucked up the box. You know what I mean? Like because do you remember that? It was like spiky red hair. Yep. People thought it was like a nut, like a higher UI, and I did too. Turns out that wasn't the case.
No.
Honestly, bro, silver hair is probably perfect for that form. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. You wrote. Have Vegeta victimize Frost like in the manga, give some redemption to him losing to Frieza. I have it pulled up here. It's all about shit like this knee bash right here.
Yeah, he in the anime, he basically pulls One Punch Man on him and beats him in one hit.
Yes,
in the manga,
that's right. He did. You're right. In the manga, he tortured him.
And the problem is, the reason I want to get rid of that in the anime as well, unless they completely reanimate the scene, is because that scene was like notorious for when Vegeta hit him. It was like there was no impact in that punch. I remember people complaining, going, "That felt like he went like this to him."
They didn't put the right sound effects in either.
No.
Oh, that reminds me. How do you feel about the fact that Daima brought back the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z sound effects, and the trailer for Beerus has the old sound effects back too? That excites me, bro. If Super's gonna have those sound effects back, you know?
They're iconic.
And you know what?
Iconic noises.
Not just that. Here's the little secret. Those are not just Dragon Ball sound effects. Toei has had them in their vault. Slayers uses them.
They appear in One Piece.
One Piece. Not just that. They appeared in old live-action Toku shows like Kamen Rider and Metal Heroes before Dragon Ball.
I used to try and imitate the noise of Goku using the instant transmission all the time. Not even that. It's like I think it's in the game. It was like something like that. And I used to try and imitate that noise all the fucking time.
I love Dragon Ball sound effects. I
love
them. So, okay, let me get to the poll results here real quick. If I'm frozen, I'm sorry. 60% prefer manga version of Goku versus Frost. 40% prefer anime. New question for you guys. If you're joining us on X, please hop over to YouTube so you can vote in this poll. Which thrashing of Frost from Vegeta do you like more? Anime, manga? Because I'm with you, bro. I like the fact that in the manga, it's not that much longer, but the knee to the gut and all that. But again, guys, don't copy my opinion. Tell me what you really think. Do you think it works better with just the one punch?
Look at that panel. Look how happy that boy is. Look how happy he is to be beating on him. No. On the left side. Look how happy Vegeta is.
Oh,
He's so happy to be beating on him. He's loving every second of it.
And I love how Frost's face is like all concerned and shit. Like, look,
He's like, whoa.
I imagine if they do this right, because when Goku fought Frost, right, it was more like a competitive martial arts fight. With Vegeta, I feel like it's going to be a thing where when the bell rings, ding, and he just starts swinging on him, and Frost is like, oh no, and he keeps pounding his ass, no pun intended. Pause, excuse me. And then this is the part that put a smile on my face, bro. He gets stretchered out on some pro wrestling shit, bro. They stretchered his ass out, dude. We don't see enough of this.
No.
Like the stretchers.
He's been him home.
To quote professional wrestling, he's been taken to a local medical facility. I don't know if you know about that, bro. So years ago when Vince McMahon was in charge of WWE, there was weird rules in play, right? And one of the rules was, and if you want me to explain why this makes any sense, I can't. You couldn't use the word hospital. For some reason, you couldn't use that word. So instead, they replaced it with local medical facility. I mean, okay. But why can't they use hospital? They don't like championship belt. They just like championship. Like weird rules that.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it's
because I was never a big wrestling guy. I've spoke to you about this before that I'm not big on wrestling.
Right, but even if you're not big on wrestling, even you have to admit that local medical facilities are weird.
Oh no, come on! I've got to admit, I used to have that old WWE like spinning champion belt that you could buy.
The John Cena one.
That span right. Yeah. I used to have that when I was younger. Oh, come on now. I was a kid. You know.
Do you like John Cena's movies and TV show? Like, have you seen the Peacemaker? You
Oh,
love
see,
that.
I like Peacemaker. I do. I
was
think
about to say you love that show.
I think he's good in Peacemaker. I think he struggles in some other things overall, but I do like him as an actor. And that's the problem is with pro wrestling at that point, it's acting anyway. You know, they're
Basically.
gonna be good, or they're gonna have some base level knowledge of how to act. So
Right.
that's what it is.
That's it. You nailed it. So okay, here you wrote down. You didn't write anything about Vegeta versus Botamo. I guess I'm sorry, Vegeta versus Vegeta. I guess which one do you like more? I mean, do you have anything to say about it?
The problem is I don't have a major preference between them.
Same.
I don't too much enjoy the fact that Vegeta struggles to lift him in the manga. But at the same
He's
time,
really heavy, they say.
Yeah, at the same time, I feel like there's, especially when Vegeta later comments on it after Superhero, that physical strength isn't so much what we think it is in the Dragon Ball verse. In that he's saying that obviously he says himself, doesn't he, that like physically they've reached their limits, but it's key control. And you've muted, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I blew my nose. I was saying, yes, he did say that, but he was also wrong because they still got stronger after that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We're almost at our limit. Yeah. So, okay. The next bullet point you wrote, though, and I agree with you, the Vegeta fight works either way, is, so you didn't write anything about Goku versus Kaba. So do you have anything to talk about there? Because I do like both versions. I actually think the anime version a little bit more. I like it, but that's probably because of Horikawa's performance more than anything. What do you think?
Ooh,
Jordan and I broke this whole scene down last week.
Yeah, I think I do prefer. Like you, I prefer the performance in the anime. I like the art. I like the art in the manga. Definitely prefer it. But in the anime, the performance is stellar. You know, there's not... The manga never really did much for me for this scene. And I'm not entirely sure why. It just didn't really do much. Even when I read it for the first time, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. You know?
I think, and this is just me kind of asking for a little bit of fan service, a little tweak they could make is when they talk about Planet Sadala, actually, like when Vegeta realizes that Sadala still exists, they could do like a little flashback of like kid Vegeta talking to his dad and his dad telling him like, oh yeah, my dad brought me here from, or your grandfather Vegeta the First, because now we know Vegeta the Fourth is this Vegeta. A little flashback of them maybe showing what Sadala looked like in Universe 7 and maybe a little glimpse of it in Universe 6. This is just, again, bro, I've been fucking desperate for the Sadala arc now since Super was going on originally, and we still haven't got it. But so I'm just dying to see, even if it's a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying?
Just a glimpse, yeah.
Just a glimpse. I know. Shit. Okay. Hito. You wrote
the legendary assassin.
Yes, the legendary assassin. Stretch. Have Vegeta use God first, then Blue against Hit. However, have Blue actually land 1 or 2 hits to demonstrate its power. That did not happen in either version. So I'm curious about your idea behind that and what you think. Here's Vegeta going. He goes right into Blue when Hit shows up because they know how strong he is. So what do you think?
So I would have it where God... He's not quite fast enough when he uses it. He can tell Hit's a threat, be it just instinct or whatever it may be that tells him that.
And remember, guys, Vegeta didn't even use the red form of God till the Broly movie in the anime.
I would have him turn Super Saiyan God for a reason later down the line for the first time. Have it not be enough to sense his movements or even any form of it. Have him then turn Blue. Have that be fast enough to catch even Hit by surprise. Have him get hit twice, have Hit then slightly adapt to the speed and go, okay, now I can do the time skip. Now I can brutalize you like I did in the anime and in the manga. And that's just my way of thinking with it.
What your idea, though, sounds awfully similar to what happened with Goku, where he used God, was catching up, but it wasn't until Blue that he did catch up in the manga version. You're saying Vegeta do like a sort of like foreshadowing to that?
In a sense. In a sense, yeah. Because Goku manages to catch Hit off guard. Because this is the thing. Goku manages to damage Hit in base in the manga.
That's right. And that we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Because that's
he catches him twice in base. And the anime he does it once. Right. But I would have it that God, on its sheer power in comparison to Hit, strong enough, but it's not... He can't perceive Hit's movements enough to the point where he's able to land any hits. Whereas he doesn't perceive Hit's movements in Blue, but Vegeta's so fast in Super Saiyan Blue that he's able to hit. It's hard to say hit twice. He's able to land a hit on him before he can even do the time skip. And that's when he then adapts and then is able to just blitz Vegeta with the time skip.
And when they do it, everyone's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. And this is where Goku, being a genius in terms of martial arts and adaptability, this is where he goes, okay, I know what's happening here.
I'm going to have to predict your movements, which is what he did. And we're going to talk about that because I got a hot take that some people are not going to like about this when we get there. Mm-hmm. So, okay, now this next one, I completely agree with you. But it's going to be a very nuanced discussion. You wrote, adapt the Goku versus Hit fight as a mixture of the anime, manga, and some original ideas. Keep him acknowledging the reason Hit wears a long coat, which I love. Okay, let me get to the votes real quick before we jump into that, okay? So 64% of you prefer the manga version of Frost versus Vegeta. Frost getting thrashed. 36% prefer the anime. So once again, the manga wins. And you have to remember, y'all, the manga came after for most, not all of this, some of this. So I do think that Toyotaro could have improved upon it, like knowing that. But okay, Jake, bro, we're about to go down some dangerous territory here because I have already seen people talk about this. Hold on, where the hell's my mouse at? Oh, it's over here. Okay, sorry. We're going down some dangerous territory. So a lot of people really like that Kaio-Ken Blue scene with Goku and Hit. Now, Nozawa's performance is great. Sean Schemmel's performance is phenomenal. Like nobody's taking away from that. However, listen, I am a fan of the way that Akira Toriyama did Dragon Ball, classic 80s, 90s Dragon Ball. And the reality is, please do not be mad at me, guys. Hear me out for a second. As much as that Kaio-Ken Blue is a hype moment, and you could still fit it in here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The idea of Goku learning how to beat Hit while he fights him, getting a little bit faster, going from base to God to Blue, I kind of like that more, bro. I'm just keeping it real. That sort of thinking and that strategy that made the old school Dragon Ball fight so awesome, I kind of like that more than Kaio-Ken Blue, but you can have them both. What do you think? Which one do you prefer? And I'm going to ask the people in a minute.
So, you know my opinion. In a perfect world, I would prefer that he didn't use Kaio-Ken. I would like the idea that he uses it for a much more brief amount of time in the remake, and then have him then use it completely later on in the Tournament of Power in a somewhat callback to the manga, but...
Right.
Because obviously in the manga he uses it for the first time in the Tournament of Power. I'd have him use it briefly, get his licks in on Hit, get his hits on, have him surpass the time skip like he does in the anime. I think that's an iconic scene. And then have him either run out or have him lose, quote unquote, lose the fight, before he runs out, but have it be a lot quicker.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I don't disagree. So now I went ahead and made the new poll now, y'all. Which one do you like more? Kaio-Ken Blue or Goku Adapts Base God Blue? Now, this is a situation where we could have our cake and eat it too. And this is what Jake's talking about. There is a way to make both work. I like the idea that Goku tries Super Saiyan, then Red, then Blue. Now, when you drew the art for this thumbnail for this stream, when you drew the Goku, you purposely made Goku and God.
Yep.
What was the reason behind that? And I think I know, but I'd rather just ask you right now because you're here.
I mean, my real like monkey brain reason is I just like Super Saiyan God in the whiskey. But outside
Not
of that,
just that, we don't even see it till way later, anyways.
exactly. But at the same time, I would prefer that he uses Super Saiyan God up until the point where he simply can't anymore, because Hit has his in the manga. Hit has his adaptation, where in the anime he does a sort of similar thing. He gets stronger, but in the manga he actually gets stronger and closes the gap. Goku is forced into Super Saiyan Blue. I don't even know if he's so much forced. I can't remember if it's like he just turns into it, because we specifically mentions that when Goku turns Super Saiyan God, he closes, if not surpasses, the gap of power between him and Hit, and then goes on to say that the time skip works significantly better on someone weaker or at the same level as him.
Yes, he does say that, almost word for word what you just said. Yep.
But
And
Goku has surpassed it.
now, what do you think about this one? We're gonna get now. This is where it gets spicy. By the way, Bindle asked this question. I'm gonna get to that in just a minute, bro, because you're not wrong. This is what Jake and I were talking about. We said you can have your cake and eat it too, but we're gonna get to that in a minute. But I want to ask him this, and this kind of goes to the chat as well. In the manga, it states that Super Saiyan God Goku, the red one, this one right here. Where the hell is my damn mouse at? I have 3 monitors, so my mouse is like all over the place. Ugh. Well, whatever. Super Saiyan God, you know what it looks like, right? Is stronger than Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue.
Yep.
That line, I remember, pissed off a lot of people, probably Vegeta fans. But, like, do you really think that that's a good idea to have the Goku in God be above Vegeta in Blue, considering that we know the power difference?
I think it's a good idea for one reason. And it's the reason I have him go into God first when Vegeta fights him, is because Vegeta had anticipated the stamina drain and energy drain from having to spam Super Saiyan Blue.
I was going to ask you about that.
Whis mentioned specifically he's only fighting at 1/10 of his power.
Yep.
When in my version of the fight, when he gets forced into Blue, he does it in annoyance. He doesn't want to do it.
Right.
He would have stayed in God, but thinks he's being overwhelmed, goes Super Saiyan Blue. Which is why I don't mind this version being stronger.
And the thing is, the manga version of this fight is longer. The anime version was about 2 episodes. And to be honest, I'm just going to keep it real. I'm not really a big fan of that fight. Like, when that fight first happened, right? It wasn't the worst thing ever, but the animation, I think, is kind of sloppy on it. It's very plastic. I think if you took that fight, if you took the manga version of this fight, and you had Shida or Takahashi or Nakatsuru or any of these tippy-top guys redoing it for Dragon Ball Super Remake with the manga version, it would blow away the anime version.
Yeah.
But that, again, it's longer in the manga. It's better in the manga, in my opinion. I'm just keeping it real. Now, then we have to address the Kaio-Ken Blue thing, which earlier Bindle was like, well, how is that not showing at adaptability or whatever? No, it does. But that should be his last resort, because like Jake just said, we find out in the manga, this was not said in the anime, that when somebody goes Super Saiyan Blue, when they first transform into it, it's like an annoying drainage. It doesn't keep draining, but it takes effort more than God. Kaio-Ken would be even more difficult. So that has to be a situation where Goku busts out the Kaio-Ken Blue when he's really desperate. Is that kind of what you're going with it?
Like it's a move. He has to bust it out, knowing he'll win if he does it, because it's not worth the risk of losing the power and then having to go back into it, fighting at 1/10 of what you were.
Yes. So you're saying that what you're basically saying, and I am with you 100% on this. You're saying that in this fight, Kaio-Ken Blue should be the Hail Mary. Like, this is my last shot.
Uh-huh.
I agree with you. That's exactly what Kaio-Ken Blue should be. Kaio-Ken Blue should be, I'm about to lose, I have no choice. And maybe what they could do is he actually connects on hit and hurts him. You don't have to do the whole thing in the anime where they play the music and there's all that screaming. You could have the one scene where Goku goes into Kaio-Ken Blue, right? Just powers into it. And he maybe has a brief speech like, you know, I was saving this for Lord Beerus, but I have to use it here. And he's like, I've only got one shot at this. And he goes in, hits dodging, they're swinging. And then Hit could say like mentally, everything's improved. His speed, his power, his senses. Oh my God, he's faster than me. And then he actually hits Hit hard. Doesn't knock him out, but he's down. Like Hit is like, oh, like, you know, maybe even with the Goku uppercut, the classic Goku uppercut, Hit goes down, and then Goku's like, and then Kaio-Ken is gone, and he's like, fuck, I hit him hard, I hurt him, but it wasn't enough to knock him out. Everybody gets over. Goku gets over. Hit gets over. Everyone's like, holy shit, these two guys are fucking, this is a great main event. That's how I would do it, taking your idea and like, you know, I mean, I like your idea, bro. Just adding
the
to
only problem I find with my own idea and the idea
with my own idea. I love it, bro. People should do that like more often.
I like that Goku throws. I like the way it ends in the manga. I do like the way the fight ends in the manga.
But we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Fight, he jumps back and says, "I don't want to be a pawn for gods. Nope, I don't want to do that." But if we go with the Kaio-Ken way, where he runs out of power and he basically loses out of just sheer loss of power, you kind of lose that and lose the nuance in it, and I'm not a fan of that.
Well, there's a way to do it.
To put it.
There is a way. No, here. Okay. Again, I'm just thinking. We're just coming up with this. I'm not getting in a writer's room right now. Do the uppercut. Hit goes down. Goku goes out of Kaio-Ken into regular blue. And then after that, he goes back into like base. Like he's in blue for a minute looking at Hit. Hit gets up. Goku realizes I hit him with as much power as I could, but it didn't knock him out entirely. And then Goku's like, were you fighting me at your best? And then Hit could be like, because of the rules of killing, I've had to hold back my assassination techniques. Therefore, I haven't been able to really do everything I can do. And Goku's like, so this entire time, you were not fighting me at your best. And Hit's like, no, because they want to kill you on accident. And then Goku steps out and he's like, listen, anytime you want to have a real fight, when we want to go all out, hit me up. Then you got both. And that's what happened in the manga. Goku basically left the fight when he realized that, I mean, it says, I heard that you're an assassin, even though you're an enemy. Hold on, let me pull it up to show everybody. And then he says right here, aren't there some killing techniques that you couldn't use because of the rules? And then Hit's like, yeah. Hold on, right here. He goes, what if there are? That means you are much stronger than I've seen so far. Let's fight again sometime. Let's fight again somewhere else another time. And the idea is that Goku's tired, not just because he did Kaio-Ken, because he already fought earlier against Frost and Botamo. So the idea is Goku and Hit will someday have a rematch where Goku's fresh as a daisy and Hit can go all out. But for right now, Goku's like, you know what? This was fun, but I don't want to spar with you. I want to go full contact. So that, I think that works, bro. I think that works, and I think it makes Goku and Hit more impressive in my view.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
You know,
I mean, it could be so much of like a thing where it's like Goku goes, I'm here for like a martial arts tournament, and you're not allowed to use your arts. I don't want to fight.
That's it. And Goku could even say, and to add, and this is something Goku would say. This is a total Goku line, right? He could even say, Hit could be like, well, aren't you afraid of dying? And Goku's like, I've already died twice, bro. Like, and then Hit's like, and then Hit could be like, you've died twice? Because he's never heard of somebody dying more than once. He doesn't know shit about the Dragon Balls. Except, I mean, he knows they exist, but he doesn't know that they were used to bring Goku back. And Goku's like, yeah, you know those like Super Dragon Balls? On Earth, we have our own set, and I've died twice. So, yeah, and he can even tell, hey, listen, I'm doing the hand here because it's like Goku holding his chest. He could be like, look, man, it hurts to die, but I would rather die a warrior than live fighting half-assed, basically. Yeah. Bam! That's Goku. That's the shonen. That's what Vegeta would do. And then Hit could say, you know what? I respect that. That's it! That's it! So the fucking stream is called Improving the Universe 6 arc. I think we just improved it, bro.
We got the story. Boom.
Yeah, he says my brother killed me. No, it would be funny, bro, if Goku, if it hits like you died twice, Goku's like my brother killed me, and Hit goes, that's funny. I killed my brother. That would be fucking funny, bro. I killed my brother.
I think if they like reminisce,
there can't be a stream without the phone going. But go ahead.
It would be cool if Goku was talking about like I've died before, and like he holds his chest like to where he was hit by the special beam cannon. Like as a result of my brother, and then Hit like has a gag moment where he's like, it's almost like you're reminiscing.
Yeah, is it nostalgia for you? And he could be like, no, but it's nostalgia for them. And he points at the camera, bro, on some fucking breaking the fourth wall shit. Toriyama would do that. Huh?
Hit in the background doing this, like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, but that's something. If you've ever read Dr. Slump, Toriyama loved to do that shit, bro. Man, people rest in peace, bro.
People forget Toriyama is a comedy writer who liked drawing muscly men fighting.
Yeah, well, remember he like tripped and fell into that because Torishima was the one who was like, "Yo, you're really good at this. You do more fighting." And Toriyama was like, all right. So let me get to the last few of your list here. You wrote, have Whis make the same observation as to why Vegeta still lost, but have him also notice that Vegeta had foreseen this. It's the reason he decided to begin in SSG. That's why, and you mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
And you said keep Goku in SSG until nearing the very end, where he demonstrates that Hit's improvement has forced him into Blue. And then I think the Kaio-Ken Blue is like, he forced me to use this even though I didn't want to. So I think you could. Yes, I know that I'm frozen. Every time I click to a different window and I read his thing, I get frozen. I know that. I'm aware of it, but I have to read the thing he sent me. So he sent me a list. So what do you call it? So that's what we talked about. He's going to use God till the very end. And then
forced into Blue and Kaio-Ken Blue.
This is the big one. You wrote, add an interesting scene to cross the next arc with this one where there's brief static interruptions and hold on. Whilst having a silhouette of Zamasu making his wish to creating an effective teaser for the Black arc. So you're saying when they're making the wish in this arc, you're gonna cut to like Zamasu, but he's a silhouette. So like, you don't know it's him.
Yeah, it's like it's a blacked out silhouette with like red eyes. Imagine, and like maybe you can make out like the Kai Quiff,
hair.
I call it.
Yeah,
but that's it. But like the way I see it is that for like every like maybe one or two sentence Beerus has said, like it goes static, cuts to Zamasu saying like his word, and then it ends like with the ominous thing fade to black where it says switch my body with that of Son Goku, or that, or it's like make me immortal. Either one of the two. It can be either the immortal wish or the Son Goku.
That's
wish.
Tricky because you don't want him to say switch my body with, because then you're giving again. We all know, but we have to think about future audiences. I don't know if they should give away that Zamasu is Goku Black, but like you said, it should be a teaser. And I do think, I think the dragon should be about to make the wish, but then it cuts away.
Or even so much as like we see Beerus make the wish.
Yeah.
We keep cutting to Zamasu. He doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything. It keeps going, and then it gets at the same time. You get your wish has been granted, and then it cuts again. Your wish has been granted, but like make it a bit more like ominous, more like evil sounding kind of thing.
Yep, and you pan back and you see the silhouette guy, you see the dragon, and then it's like, and then it fades to black, bro. And it
could be like a silhouette that gets like a really creepy, like just white teethy smile with like the red eyes. That would be cool.
This guy said, I heard Super remasters weekly, not monthly. When has Dragon Ball Super's anime ever been monthly, bro? He's probably one of those guys that's confused about the anime and the manga. You know, people let themselves get confused in this fandom when all you have to do is critically think and you won't get confused.
Do you know what I think it might be? It might, because I fell into the misconception as well, and it might still be a thing. I might even be wrong myself. But wasn't it that the episodes will be airing weekly. So Beerus will be airing weekly.
Yeah.
And then there may be months between, for example, Resurrection F and then the Universe 607.
I don't know about that, bro, because they have to... Okay, maybe, but the reason I'm not sure about that is because...
He corrected himself, I think. He said, I meant seasonal.
Oh, seasonal. Oh, well, okay. From what I understand, each arc is going to be sort of like its own little mini season, right? Like, that's why it's called Dragon Ball Super Beer. So it's like, it's almost like its own, like, little mini series, right? And then you tie them all together. But from what I understand, based on just basic math, if they're going to get to the Moro arc by late 2027, maybe even early 2028, even though I think it'll be late 2027, they would have to not take a break. But here's the thing. So I heard that it was not going to be on break. I heard that right after Beerus, Resurrection F, and so on and so forth, right?
I've heard this, yep.
But I have, again, there are so many things I've heard that I haven't been able to double source. I did a stream the other night where somebody who I trust said that the reason as to why the manga has not come back is because of Akio, and I do not believe that at all, because Akio does not have any power for the manga. That's not what he does. Capsule Corp is anime and games. Yeah. So that, I don't think that guy, that my source was lying to me. I think he's been like, told
misinformed.
Right, and I do not like making videos on shit that I don't know for sure. Like, I just don't like it, because not just because of what happened in 2019, but I don't like squeezing videos out if I don't know for sure. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be honest, like I was on Friday, where I said, okay, I heard this, it's not double sourced, believe what you want.
Yeah. Don't take this at face value,
Yeah, and I try to tell people to keep their expectations low, just because it's better than
Thangy, you have got to drop that, dude. What happened in 2019, dude? Everybody knows what happened in 2019. If you were paying attention, you know what happened in 2019.
No, nothing happened, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I turned 35 in 2019, bro. Nothing happened. You know what?
Right.
I'm glad. You know what? We need more people asking about that. What happened in 2019? It doesn't matter because it was 2019. That's the funniest thing. Why does 7 years ago matter to anybody, bro? Oh, that's right, because I've been right about everything, and the one time that something didn't happen where I said, oh, of course. Yeah, now, remember, bro, I've been right about 99% of everything I've reported, but no, the one thing that didn't actually happen, all of a sudden I have no credibility, I have no sources, the fucking magic envelope. Do I still have it here? I do, bro. This magic envelope from a foreign country is a figment of everyone's imagination. Fucking, I remember the stream where I showed the Toei handbook, and that one guy was like, you're gonna get sued for that. I'm like, I don't think so. So anyway,
I wouldn't imagine you would.
No, dude, listen, it's 2026. I think we need to forget the past. I do have to answer the super chat, though. He says, I have an idea on how we can have both. Have Goku use Kaio-Ken Blue to let Hit evolve his time skip as much as he can, and then he figures out how to beat the highest level of Hit's time skip. I don't know if he should fully beat it, because remember, the whole thing is that Hit is not going all out, because if he did, Goku might die. And that's the whole thing. I think if they add that dialogue we're talking about where Hit's like, aren't you afraid I'll kill you? And he's like, I've already died twice. My friends will bring me back. And Hit'll be like, okay, I've never met a guy like you before who's not afraid to die. I've already died twice. I know what it's like. The thing is, that is such a Goku thing to say, bro. Like, he doesn't give a shit about anything. I don't know.
A Hit thing to say would be like, talking about like he's never seen a guy afraid to die. Something he would say is like, "I never give people the chance to fear it."
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty badass fucking line. Dustin says they should give Piccolo some shine in this remake. We talked about that earlier, actually, and Jake agrees with you. But I feel like, let me ask you this. I feel like Jordan and I talked about this once. Piccolo being kind of a jobber, and I don't want to say that because I love Piccolo, but from the Buu Saga on, he doesn't do much. No. Doesn't that make his superhero like moment more satisfying?
I feel like where we should be able to respect Piccolo's power as a seasoned martial artist, as a seasoned warrior, and still have the superhero moment be just as impactful. Because the thing with Frost, again, it's like a first form Frieza level character. You know, in the end, Piccolo should be able to embarrass someone like that. Especially even just post Cell Saga Piccolo. He should be able to just wipe the floor with someone like Frost. So having him be strong in that moment, and headstrong especially, works for me. And it makes it feel more in line with who he is in superhero, where he's like, you know, I'm strong. Like, I've been playing this game for God knows how many years at this point. I'm a warrior. I can fight.
I agree.
Until then, which gives then more credit to how powerful the Gammas are until he then transforms. Because even Power Awakened Piccolo still struggles.
Oh, you mean the one he had before Orange, the yellow, like where they were
I call it lazy Piccolo. You know why? Because he loses the lines.
The lines are gone. Yes, yes, the lines are gone. But then the spots come in later
to draw
with Cell
Piccolo.
Max. But then here comes Cell Max with the spots like the next act.
I've drawn Cell Max before. Don't get me started.
He says they are doing this entire fiasco to incorporate SS4. What if there is no SS4? Then what? Then you're going to be like, oh, well, then what was the point? I feel you on that. Look, we'll see. I don't. There's more to it than just SS4. Dragon Ball Super had a lot of problems, and I've said this before. I wouldn't have done this remake. I would have just jumped tomorrow, but I'm not going to complain about something that's already decisions already made. We've already bitched about it.
I have my own opinions on the Super remake.
Go for it.
I've always thought, out of every single version of Dragon Ball, even down to the original series, I think that Super was by far the most disrespected, the most heinously handled, and by far the most deserving of a remake, and the most necessary one.
The entire
you can go back. Yeah, you can go back and watch Dragon Ball, and it's still a very good-looking anime.
Mm-hmm.
For its time as well, it's aged well. There are scenes that Shintani, I think it was now Hiro Shintani, or Shida. That's it, Shida.
Yeah, I was gonna say she wasn't around back then. Yeah, Shida
his scenes with Goku and Krillin fighting in the tournament. Those are some of the most well-animated scenes, well choreographed scenes in all of Dragon Ball.
What about Goku and Ten Shinhan by Nakatsuru?
They're fantastic.
Tremendous.
By far. I'm telling you now, if you're in this chat, if you have not watched the original Dragon Ball anime, do yourselves a service. Go watch Dragon Ball. It is the best part of the series. Do not skip Dragon Ball. It is paramount that you watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I thank you for that. I agree. Zacharific, wonderful stream. Our people wanted Tarble to basically join Goku and Vegeta and friends in a way, like Broly for more Saiyajins.
Are we still talking about Tarble?
No, I think he was, dude. I think he saw earlier how people were asking about Tarble and was like, kind of like us, like, why are people still thinking about Tarble? But I will say this. I have seen a lot of fans say they want more Saiyans. I am perfectly okay with it just being Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and the hybrids. Tarble's not gonna do shit. He's not strong enough. He's got his own thing going on. And honestly, you know, Goku, Vegeta, Broly is enough. Like, we certainly don't need Uncle Raditz, bro. Let's bring Nappa back and train him up. Like, God, kill me.
Watch him achieve Super Saiyan Bold.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, yo, wouldn't it be cool if Raditz came back and Goku taught him the Super Saiyan forms? Why would he do that? Why would Goku do that? Like, that's all I say is, why would he do that? No, it wouldn't, because it wouldn't make sense in Goku's character. Yeah, but it'd be cool, though. Raditz is cool. He's got long hair. And that's where I disconnect with a lot of people, bro.
Uh-huh. Because now, as well as that, in the Granola arc, we have Bardock now, even if it's subconsciously, Bardock now means something to Goku.
More than before, absolutely.
Yeah, more than before. Which
Yeah.
I was perfectly sound with it, just with Bardock meaning nothing.
Right.
Because it adds character for Goku to be disconnected from his Saiyan heritage. That
And
is
he
the whole
loves
point
Grandpa
of Goku.
Gohan.
Exactly. His whole point is that he is a Saiyan, he was raised on Earth, the way the Earth shaped him turned him into a far superior martial artist, a far superior warrior than any Saiyan has ever been in history. And obviously Vegeta being purposely a juxtaposition on being a representation of egotistical training and approval.
You know your shit.
Whereas Goku is like, no, it's like, nature versus nurture kind of thing. In the
Yes,
end for
that's
Goku
exactly
and
what it
Vegeta.
is.
Like,
That's exactly what it is.
I feel like trying to give his Saiyan heritage more weight on the character doesn't do him much of a service. And I understand where Toyotaro was coming from.
Me too.
I do. Where it's Goku feels more at balance with himself by knowing his nature and knowing who he was and being more in touch with it. Fine. It assists Ultra Instinct as a concept as well. Fine. But don't have it bear any more weight than it needs to. It absolutely doesn't need to bear more weight.
No, I agree with you. I've always been okay with the Goku Bardock thing. I think, and I hate saying this, this sounds condescending, but I'm not trying to be. There's a lot of people in this fandom that have like fucking some kind of daddy issue or some kind of like they want Goku to and Bardock to be a happy family. And I kind of get it, but it's like that would take away from the story because of the fact that they aren't a family. That's kind of what makes Goku's attachment to Earth so strong.
Yeah.
Goku is sort of like, it is like a Superman thing where he has a closer attachment to Earth than he does even Kryptonians. And that's kind of the whole... I think it works that way. So I wanted to real quick show everybody. Oh, hold on. I messed that up. Blah. Before we get out of here, I wanted to... This stupid mouse keeps being weird today. I wanted to pop open Jake's social media. Make sure you give him a follow here on X.
Don't show him the Kale drawing or the Kefla drawing.
Look, that's me. What Kefla drawing? I don't even see anything here. All I see is you complaining about GTA or whatever.
I forgot what it's called. DDLSS.
Oh, this one?
DLSS. Uh-huh. That's not the first one. That's like an alternate version.
You know what, bro? The first one's naked, right?
No.
I'm going to send this to a friend because he's a big fan of Kefla, and I'll see what he thinks about that. But no, I want to see... Actually, I got a better idea. The easiest way... First of all, it's art_Jake because your original account got yeeted for some reason. What was the reason? Did you ever find out?
Okay. I don't know if I can say it. I'll abbreviate it. I told a Diddy disciple to commit toaster bath.
This man said toaster bath. I have never heard that in my entire life, bro. Toaster bath. I'm stealing that. Okay.
Look at this guy in the comments. Why don't you make some sick ass Super Saiyan 3 Goku art? I had just done some.
I'm getting there. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them. Right here, bro. Here's your Super Saiyan 3 Goku art, and I love it because this is. Yes, bro. This man is a I think, bro. I don't think you understand how good you are, bro. You and Dead Dark. Dead Dark is always telling me oh, this guy online put shit on my art. And I'm like, bro, people shit on me all the time too, bro. That's just, people are like that, bro. They're just pieces of shit. You just can't. The reality is that, actually, I would like this very much if you and Dead Dark did a crossover because I think your style is better suited to match up with Toriyama. However, his style, I think, pops in a different way. He's a tattoo artist. So that's why. But I'm just showing the people some of this. Oh, that's not you.
No,
this is you though.
The Pokemon collaborations I call them.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, dude, this is like, I mean, bro, bro, you know what you're like, bro? You're like those fucking hot girls who say they're fat. I'm fat when all they have is like a big ass and big titties, but they think they're fat. And I'm like, you're not fucking fat. That's you, bro. Oh, it's okay. You're very modest.
You're conventionally attractive. Why is that?
No, in some cases they're very attractive. Oh, I can't find
I will
man.
say, I am personally, I even like, I can take my slice of humble pie and everything, but I'm still so proud of that Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
This one? I mean, it all looks good, though. All the forms look good here.
Because luckily, I save independent renders. When I finish drawing, I always save my independent renders. So I've got independent renders for that Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2, the Super Saiyan 3, the Blue, the Sign, and the Ultra Instinct.
Oh, even the black, the back ones.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, the artwork, it doesn't go beyond, like, the borders, because I drew them within the borders.
Right.
I don't know if I posted the time-lapse for this one. I don't even know if I recorded the time-lapse for this one.
Let me ask you a question. Why did you pick God to be next to 4 instead of, like, I don't know, Ultra Instinct? Why'd you go with that?
Because it's meant to read from left to right, specifically. So, obviously it goes Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, 4, God, Blue, Sign, Ultra Instinct.
Now I see the image totally different. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, this is not the time lapse, but it's still.
Yeah, I was posting updates all the time for this one because this took me, admittedly, I think I can't remember if I had a mic. This was the original plan. It was just going to be the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You can even say I changed position of the tail. I did a bunch of stuff.
You could
I didn't even have the idea.
And you could also just do it again, or cut this out if you want. Like if you really.
Yeah, I have a version. I have a version. Actually,
renders.
Do you know what? I can send you it. Hold on. I literally have a version of just the Super Saiyan 4 side.
See, this Broly looks like it's the real one from the movies.
I know exactly which one you're talking about straight away as well.
Well, I showed it. It's on the screen.
Goku. Oh God, I've got my folders here. That's all
Piccolo.
poorly organized.
This Piccolo looks like something right out of something Toriyama would draw for the Kanzen.
That's like one of the first times I've drawn Piccolo as well. I was so happy with that. I've drawn him twice on record, I think, and I was so happy.
Blue, not Blue. This is Blue Evolution, Vegeta. So
yeah,
we'll talk about that in the future.
If it's Blue Evolution Vegeta, it should be matched with the Ultra Instinct Sign Goku as well, doing a kick.
Yeah, it's right next to it. Yep.
Because I'm not looking at the screen at the minute. I'm trying to find.
Oh, okay. That explains why you're okay. I thought you were looking at everything I was doing.
No, I was at first, and then I'm trying to find this folder where I've got the individual render of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but I can't remember where I put it. I'm losing my mind.
Another SS4 Goku. I'm just showing what's on here. I like this one also. The evolution from base to UI. That's great.
There's that did so well as well, if I remember right.
I remember for a while you thought you were shadow banned.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
I don't even know how that works.
I found the folder. It was called Path to Power.
Did you tell somebody to toaster bathe or whatever that phrase is? Take a bath with a toaster in it?
That's why my original account got banned, yeah.
Toaster bathe, bro.
Hey, look, I've just sent it on DMs, the Super Saiyan 4 version.
Okay, I'm not going to load up the DMs right now in public. I am going to pull it up, but I'm not going to load it in public. I'm going to load it in a different window because that, I don't see anything in my DMs yet, though.
It's coming through. It's still sending. Because I sent the God version and the Blue version. Oh, look. Speaking of Kaio-Ken Blue being replaced by Super Saiyan God.
That one right there. I mean, that works, bro. I think that looks dope. And like you said, it's God with the whiskey. Okay, so do you want me to show both of these?
Yeah, you can do. That's fine.
Okay, hang on 1 second. I have to pop these out. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay, it should be on the screen right now. We have the super chain of power, and then we have the Daima chain of power, even though 3 of these are from Dragon Ball Z. But I mean, I love Like the tail, you're right. The tail's supposed to wrap around the other side. I mean, bro, this shit's dope, man. Like, you're one of the best, dog. Like, I'm not trying to suck your dick or anything here live, but I mean, look at this shit, bro. If Toriyama, bro,
That was a request. That Gohan.
That's fucking ultimate Gohan from Superhero.
Yep.
Look, I don't know if you. Go ahead.
Because I drew something. I think it was in the Daima style, and then some guy said, "Can you draw Gohan from Superhero in the Daima style?" I said, "I'll give it a try." And it was Burst. He's the first comment. It was him.
Burrs, that aura looks amazing. Yeah, look at this guy, the glaze. Yeah, I am gonna glaze him because it's good, motherfucker. Like, it's fucking good. Like, listen, I don't know if what you think about an afterlife or not, but if Toriyama is watching us, there's no way he could be unhappy with this art. I mean,
I like that Christmas Goku.
Wait, hold on, let me.
It got no. I don't think it got much attention. If I'm
This
not wrong.
one?
Yeah, I like the time lapse. I love watching my own time lapse. I'm egotistical.
You are an ego,
realizing.
and they say I have a big ego. Listen, let me tell you how much of an ego I have. I record myself masturbating and then masturbate to it. That's not true. No, that's not true. I'm
like a solo circle jerk. That's crazy.
I'm making that up. That's actually from when Jeffrey Ross roasted Trump, and he told Trump, he said, "This man's ego is so big, he videotapes himself masturbating and then masturbates to it." I love it, bro. He goes, he's the only guy who screams his own name out in bed. This is funny, bro. Jeff Ross is amazing.
No.
This Goku Black with the finger getting all close and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mean to put the ring, like the time ring?
I put it on the other finger. If I'm not wrong, the other hand.
Okay, because I thought maybe the idea you were going for is him like showing off the time ring, but
I think it is. You've caught me in an error. It's supposed to be on that hand.
Okay, well, we'll close and pretend it never happened then. We'll just pretend never. I like this one a lot too. It's all good.
I did
bro.
the manga watercolors on that one as well. The thing is that Super Saiyan. I just muted by accident. That Super Saiyan 2 Goku that's between the two that you just showed. I never finished it.
Wait, hold on. Which one? Let me go back because the mouse is being really weird today. All right,
just
this
that
one right here.
There. Because you can see, for a while I was experimenting with perspective, and I've done that again with the new Kefla drawing. If you've noticed,
yes, because their crotch is right in my face.
Yeah, I'm trying to play with a bit more perspective, and I've been asking different Discord servers. I'm like, give me references, give me fun things to do, and Pinterest is like the best place to go for references. By the way, they're everywhere.
See, I never used Pinterest because I've always thought it was like a platform for girls. I'm just being honest. Like, I've never seen a guy on it.
A lot of women know it. A lot of women do.
They love it, bro. Oh, look, I'm pinning this wedding dress. Ooh, and it's the shit that guys we don't really do.
Dusty D. I like the way I say that. Dusty D.
Yeah.
Said that was the Super Saiyan God pose. It's similar for sure, like almost like the Godbind pose.
Oh, Dust. Oh, I see in the chat. I thought you were talking about somebody on Next.
Oh, that android's drawing, that one gets me.
Which one?
The one if you just below the trunks, because originally that was meant to be. They were meant to be together in the drawing. This was completely by accident. I drew them completely separately. But because they're twins, it really shows.
Oh shit! Yeah, you know what? Maybe you could make it into like an effect, like you did here, except in color.
Like with chromatic aberration.
I don't know what that is.
I would advise not to go much further down.
Why?
It gets different.
Oh wait, I think I know. All right. Well, wait. Hold on. This one though, that one's dope.
I really like that one.
That one's dope, bro. That one's dope too. I'm not gonna go that much further down.
Yeah, I was gonna say you go far down and you start getting to my political opinions.
I saw one of the things you said there, which honestly, chances are we probably agree. I don't talk about that on here, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I deleted a certain amount of tweets or I used a certain picture.
Well, I would. That's what I would just worry about you getting this account yeeted, bro. Maybe you should do a thing where you have like, you know how some people have like a personal account where they post shit like that, and this could just be your art account, like just
that's what this originally was.
Oh, was it? Okay, then you know what?
This account has existed forever.
I would just fucking like do that again, bro. Then that way you can post all your opinions on there. And even if you retweet your controversial opinions on this account, if that account gets heated, you're not going to lose this account. You'll just lose that retweet.
Of course, yeah.
I just don't want you to get kicked out again.
No, and I'm trying not to be. I used to be on my old account. You probably saw because you followed me on there too. I was so argumentative with everybody.
I mean, we met through an argument, bro.
Exactly.
We met through an argument.
We gained mutual respect. I almost said disrespect.
Bro. Mutual disrespect. Well, it starts there. Okay, Bahamut said, rewrite TOP to allow killing your opponents. Not allowing that was such a dumb rule considering Zeno was erasing universes left and right. Okay, number one, I understand where you're coming from. However, if they were to rewrite the Tournament of Power and add that rule, it would completely change the entire arc and completely change several of the story aspects of that arc. And while I do, again, listen to me, I do understand why you want this. And if they were to come back later and do another TOP, I would not be against them doing a kill rule at some point. But I don't like the idea of them making that many changes to the, like, you can improve on stuff, but to change like the rules of a tournament would change the entire like dynamic of the characters entirely. Base Go thinks is right. What Dragon Ball tournament allowed killing? And he's right though. Like, okay, yes, Zeno blew up the universes, but that's because he can. So, anyways, y'all, check out Jake on Twitter, art_Jake. Do you want to plug anything before we get out of here? As we are done for the for the stream, man. It's getting late over there.
I think my YouTube channel is in the description. I wouldn't mind starting up my YouTube channel again.
Well, we got Dragon Ball coming, so you should.
Exactly, something to talk about.
What you should do, bro. And remember, I did tell you I was going to tell you this. So I'll tell you now.
I remember.
I think what you should do. I told Dead Dark the same thing. I think every artist should do it. Do that time lapse stuff on YouTube. Record yourself drawing. You may have to get like a camera that's like on a little tripod and then one at your face, and you have like a double split screen. You don't have to do it that way if you don't want to. But like one of the things that is the most relaxing shit. Bob Ross was the original king of this. Is you're just drawing and there's maybe some music in the background, very chill, and you're just like.
Yeah. The only problem is Bob Ross is like an anomaly. I've never crashed out more than trying to get one line correct 40 times in a row.
Then you know what? It's different kind of entertainment. Crash out in front of the people. Listen,
you think genuine tweaking is what I call that.
Bro, but you're not the only one. Look, I'm going to share a little secret with people. And I don't say it very often, but you know, sometimes people have said that I crash out. I don't know if you guys know this, but I over exaggerate on purpose to make people laugh. Like I've rarely ever really get angry. There are some things that have gotten me angry. I'm not denying that, but when I like went off on Trenton, like half the time I'm just trying to entertain the people and just be like I grew up on like a lot of comedians. Like, Jeff Ross is my favorite, but like, you know, a lot of these like angry comedians, I think my screen is frozen. Is it frozen?
It's frozen, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, bro. This computer is,
oh, no,
I'm sorry about that.
If I click off, am I frozen?
No, you're fine, bro. There's something going on my PC, bro, because my mouse keeps like freezing in place and it's never done that before. I gotta check out, see what the hell's going on. It's like not a new computer, but it's not old.
This is where I reveal I'm also really tech savvy with computers.
That's okay. I used to do that shit before YouTube. The issue is that now that I'm doing this for a living, I forgot half the shit that I knew, bro. Like,
it depends. You know what browser are you using? That's another thing.
Chrome.
Okay, no, Chrome shouldn't be a problem. With Opera, I use Opera sometimes. Over time, Opera's its cache like feels way too much, and the whole thing just starts to crash. Like, just if you leave it for more than 3 hours, I think it just crashes completely.
Dusty said the mouse is low battery. It's not, bro. Look, it's a cord mouse.
This is a low battery mouse.
Yeah, it's flashing. Yeah, no, specifically because to avoid that, I have a cord mouse. So, yeah, I avoid that. So anyways, check out Jake. And so, yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. So even if you crash out, doesn't matter. You could draw it could be. It doesn't have to be Dragon Ball, but I mean, obviously you could start there, and just do like chill streams, like very relaxed, drawing Goku, talking to the people. A lot of people do this, bro. Like I found out that I mean, I'm guessing you know who Jim Lee is.
Rings a bell.
He's an art.
He's a comic artist, isn't he?
Yes, very popular one.
Yeah. I know Jim Lee.
He wrote Batman for a little while. He's like the head of DC now in the comic book division. But he was in Marvel for a while too. He illustrated, excuse me, the highest selling comic of all time is X-Men #1 from 1991, I think, which was the rebooted X-Men where they fight Magneto for the first time in forever. He drew the art on that, and it is so amazing. Like, he is incredible. So he's got a Twitch channel, and this is a guy who's like in the industry, and he's just chilling, drawing, people sending donations. Then you could plug commissions. You could do the commissions live. You could even do... Again, bro, I always give people ideas for YouTube because I want, look, I am not super capitalistic, but like, I'm not a capitalist, but I am. You have to be a capitalist in this world because we have no choice. It's just how the world is. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. So I want everybody to like have their own little business. And if your talent is drawing, why not monetize it? Why not figure out a way to make it your living? And that's what I've done. Like, I love Dragon Ball, and I've been a pretty good speaker most of my life. So fuck it. I didn't even mean to. So I think somebody like you or Dead Dark or any of the really good artists, you got to be really good, like on your level. There is no way you won't get an audience because this body of work is so good. Again, I'm not trying to suck your dick, bro, but it's really, really good. I don't understand how you wouldn't grow like super fast, you know? Or at least even if you don't become like a massive channel, if you have a little following of like, let's say you got like, right now we have 1,000 people watching, 729 on X, and then 318 on the YouTube channel. If you've got like a nice little following of like 500 people who watch every stream and donate, that there might be like, there's so many things you can do, bro. I just don't want people who are talented. I don't want them to not maximize their talent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know I gave you a lot right there, bro.
No, it's good.
Any advice for music artists? I don't know much about the music industry, to be honest. I know there's a lot of like shadiness in it, but I'll tell you this, and this goes for Jake also and everybody else. Because of YouTube, Twitch, and other online video mediums, it has never in the history of our civilization as human beings on this planet been easier to start a business than it is now. You can start one at home. You don't have to leave the house. You can.
Gonna sound shady.
No, man.
It's gonna sound shady because I don't agree with generative AI, for example. What I'm gonna say.
A lot of artists hate it.
With the advent of AI, just for like helping business things, not even like asking it to like do stuff for you, just using it as a tool, not to like make any sound, not to use it generatively. But again, like Geek was saying, it's never been easier to start a business, especially now that you can just ask AI these things and say, what should I do in this situation? What should I do here and there? I'm not saying like, generate me music. Never do that. I don't agree with generative AI. I think it's a cancer to the world. I think, this is
evil.
Yeah. And this is where if you went on my account, I was talking about DLSS 5, which is something to do with NVIDIA, and it's just AI slop on top of good graphics, stuff like that. And I don't agree that it's a good thing, but as a tool, for example, I'll explain it, right? And I'll give a good example. I was looking at a house recently
to buy.
Yeah, but I live in Spain. Shady things can happen. And something in my head was going off. And I asked it, I said, what do you think about this and this, asking me for this kind of down payment and this kind of this and that and this early. And instantly, the thing went, run, brother. Something's wrong. It's a red flag. And I looked into it more. Everything went off on it, and then I started confronting the person, and they had no answers. So you know,
I saved your ass.
It did save my ass. It saved my ass out of a lot of money, and money that I'm not, you know, ashamed to admit would have been money that I would have owed.
So okay, so you're the AI that you're against is artistic AI. Like for example, that Chinese model that made those Dragon Ball fights, like that you don't like because it replaces
stuff like
artists.
that. Yeah, stuff that
you're
replaces.
Okay with AI research as a research tool.
I'm absolutely fine with AI as a research tool. If you can make an AI model in the future that can fucking I don't like to swear.
No,
but
okay.
one that can, you know, that goes boom. Here's how we're going to do a brain surgery and save this person. And it's going to work 100% of the time.
I agree with
that kind of stuff. That's the future of humanity. When they say AI is the future, that is what we need. That is true.
It can
AI
detect,
as a tool.
It can detect breast cancer years before it develops.
Exactly.
That's super useful. Yeah,
There's,
medically, I think the sky's the limit. But replacing like artists and video editors and shit, it can be a pain in the ass. Yeah.
And even when it's at its best, even when it's good, you can there's that element from AI that you can just, it's uncanny, you can tell. And it's hard not to. Even with the highest tier models now, it's so easy. I don't know if it's something that I've got a knack for, but between me and my brothers, and like we see videos, I go, that's AI. Even no matter how real it looks. AI.
I have an eye for it, but I think you probably have a better eye. You know, artists have better eyes than non-artists, if that makes sense.
Because I don't believe in like having just good eyes in that. I believe it's trained. Of course, obviously, you know, you look back on some of my drawings,
but it's still a good eye, even if it's trained.
Of course, yeah.
And I mean, like for example, Quaman, I can talk about this. He uses
even
AI.
the lowest pawn can overcome the super elite if they train hard enough.
That's right. Yes, correct. So Quaman uses AI for investing. So he'll ask ChatGPT like, it's actually kind of smart. So he'll ask ChatGPT, what are the 10 biggest companies in the market right now that have shown the most growth in the past year? That type of stuff, it gathers up all the info and just fires it at you.
Yep.
That type of stuff is very useful. However, I'm going to say this. If you're using AI to get answers on Dragon Ball questions, that's not a good idea because it's wrong a lot, bro.
It's like I've had to ask a few things to AI because this is the thing. I work my job is I work with my friends because I work as a gardener. That's my job.
As a what?
All I can do. I'm a gardener.
A gardener?
Gardener, community maintenance and gardening.
Well, you say gardening, you mean like flowers and plants and shit.
Bushes, plants, trees.
Oh, gotcha.
Cutting them down, shaping and all that. Yeah, like
lawn work.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
so
just making sure.
The reason I do that is because, unfortunately, I suffer from quite chronic migraines.
Sorry to hear that.
In every single employment, in every single business I've been part of, everything I've ever been part of, I've had one, and it scares the employer. It terrifies them. And they say, in Spanish, te pongo en la baja, which is, I'm, you know,
are you
basically kicking you out?
Is it a thing where you like try to hide it from them because you're worried about them finding out?
It's impossible to hide.
Oh,
I don't say anything. I don't say anything. And then, for example, one time I was working in a pizza joint, with a German owner, and I wanted to kill him for this, but whatever. We'll get to that in a different time. I was bringing out a pizza, and I looked at a woman's face, and half of her face just didn't register in my brain. Just nothing. And then as soon as that happens, the headache goes straight across the eyes, and it just debilitates you straight away. And so as you slowly start to lose your vision.
Oh, so the brain. Okay, this is crazy. So the brain's already telling you that we got problems.
Yeah. Okay. And the visual aspect comes first, always.
Oh, that's scary. What if it happen when you're driving?
It can.
That's fucked, bro. I would have to pull over and shit because you can't see.
You do. And for me, I don't know what it is. Because my whole family suffers from them. My whole family. My mum.
Yeah,
she has a problem that was causing them nearly every day. But it's like she could tank them. It was really weird. She could get up the next morning and be perfectly fine. When it happens to me, you get what's called the post-drum, which is a migraine hangover. Especially if you get them as intense as I do. It does you in. I can't do anything. I can't even focus. Like it destroys you. And in Spanish, what they call them, it's migraña con auras, which is aura. And the aura is the visual part. It's like rainbow crystals. They almost look like bismuth in your eyes. And it infects your entire vision, and then it comes in a wave.
Like kaleidoscope vision. I've had that when I've gotten high.
Yeah. That's almost like what it is, but it's intrusive, and it's almost painful. Like, it's really weird. And sometimes it looks like lightning, and it's so strange.
Well, that sucks, but I'll be honest, that's even more of a reason for you to do some side work on YouTube.
Of course,
because like I don't have migraines, but I do have chronic pain. I have something called cervical dystonia where I feel pain. Sometimes you'll see me rub this on stream. It's because it's hurting. And so I have a nerve that goes all the way here and then all the way up. And what happens is sometimes I'll get headaches, not exactly like yours, but it'll be on the left side. So if I'm sleeping on my left side and I don't take my medicine, I have medicines I have to take for the pain. It is crippling. It's crippling. Well,
I get
horrible.
The headache can be like, I don't know how to visualize it, but imagine like the inside of your head. Ignore the hairline, people. Ignore the hairline.
It's all good.
The pain can be like here, but it's like in the center of the head. And if you lean to one side, it's debilitating. If you lean to the other, it's not too bad. But then you get the ones that are across here, which cause hypertension. You get them like right up through the eye here.
Yeah, the eye one would fuck with me, bro.
It sucks. It sucks so bad. And this is where I was going with it, to do with AI. I asked AI, I said, look, as someone who can draw, and as someone who unfortunately is in a situation where I'm employed by my friends because they're the only people on this goddamn planet that understand that this is something that happens to me, and this is something that I can't deal with. And then I asked, I think it was Gemini or maybe ChatGPT, I can't remember. I said, what can I do as someone who can draw, who suffers debilitating migraines? And what can I do in this situation to earn money? And it said, draw, subscribe to things like Fiverr, try to get onto like these websites and things like that do all that. And it's true. I try to get onto these things. Like I did a post trying to get onto one of these sites that is like this like really exclusive. I call it the exclusive club. But that just went nowhere, unfortunately. You need like an invite code for someone who's already a member, and like they have to approve it. It's really strange.
Oh, like a club. Members
pretty
only
much.
Type thing. Yeah.
And it's like people pay to see your drawings. And I've thought of stuff like maybe starting a Patreon and obviously doing like, risque type stuff. But
bro, this guy's been asking about you having a chick or whatever, or a mate. I think he's in love with you, bro. All stream he's been asking this.
Luckily, one of the good things in my life is I am in a very happy relationship with my partner.
What's his name? No, I'm kidding.
No, her name, funny enough, my name is Jake. Her name is Jade.
Really? One letter difference?
Yep.
Jade's a sexy name, bro. I like that name. So yeah, bro.
Wonderful woman.
Great. No, and that probably, and when you have a woman who understands that you have chronic pain and is nurturing, that's the most useful. Because I have dealt with like my chronic pain with some of my exes, and some of them didn't understand. Some did, some didn't. But every time that I would have an attack or whatever, a pain moment, I would feel so like, and I'm just I'm being very honest with you. I would feel very like less of a man because I'm trying to be like this fucking protector, like a good man. But then I'm like showing, and I'm not like afraid to show weakness, but I don't. It's sometimes it's the worst time. Sometimes, let's keep it PG. Before it's time for me to perform, things happen, and it's like, and I'm holding my head, and they'll be like, "It's okay, it's okay." That's a very nice thing to have. But I still think that I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm saying if you do some art streams and you have a headache attack, all you have to say is, hey guys, I have a bad migraine. I have to go rest for a bit. I'll be back tomorrow. And you make your own schedule and fucking, dude, that's why I would love it if you did like do more art and work on your channel, because even if you keep your job with your friends, you make extra money on the side, then maybe someday you can dump that job, but it's still because you're in control, because you pick your hours, your streams, all that stuff. It's so much better if people have chronic pain.
Problem is, the interesting thing is I have a very weird philosophy in life, and I understand that money is, people who pretend money isn't important. It annoys me. Money's important. It's a crucial part of life to exist comfortably.
Unfortunately, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is what it is. I wish we could go in the fields and hunt pigs and boars and stuff.
Or have it be like Star Trek, where everybody gets
everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the problem is, I have a very interesting thing where I do value my happiness more than I value money.
Right. Yes.
And I think everyone should keep this in mind. Everyone should value their happiness more than they. If you find fulfillment in working hard and stressing yourself and feeling that hard-earned pay, that's fine. That's something you can strive for in life. That's not who I am. I'm lazy.
I don't think you're that lazy, bro. Your art.
I love
dude,
working with my friends.
I don't think you're that lazy, bro. I think you're lazy in the traditional sense, but you're one of those guys who, I think you're kind of like me. When it comes to your art, like your craft, you're not lazy. When it comes to shit you don't want to do, you're like, I don't want to do this shit. That's probably where it's more like,
I'm up, 6:30 in the morning every day, driving to my friend's house to get these jobs done in different communities and things like that. I love doing this. I do enjoy doing that. And I remember one time, this is another thing that's funny with me, is we were working one time in one of the communities, and he noticed I was walking with a limp. I didn't even notice. And he said, what's up with you? And then he looked at me and he goes, you've turned white. And it's going to sound PG. It's going to sound a bit too much. But I said, my leg, my back, and my left testicle is in agony.
Damn, that's such a weird combination.
And I said, I don't know what's going on. I went to the doctors, and then they said, yeah, you've got reoccurring sciatica.
Oh my God, nerves.
And I went, oh,
relatable. Great,
fantastic. So I've got a back issue. I suffer the migraines.
Yeah, man, we're aging.
I'm getting beaten all over here.
Hey, listen, I can relate to you, dude. I can relate to you. I have to get Botox injections in my neck every 3 months, and I actually need more, but insurance will only pay for 4 a year. So I mean, it's not the same thing, obviously, but it's still like, I just want you to know that I also suffer from chronic pain. People have often asked me is YouTube the best because of the money? And it's not really. The money's nice, but that's not the best thing about YouTube, in my opinion, and Twitch, is I get to make my own schedule. I get to work as hard as I want to. If one of the things I used to do when Super was on is I would work on videos Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and just spend we're talking about 12, 18-hour days. And then I would rest the rest of the week. Yeah. You can't do that with a day job. You got to work the 8 hours a day and drive. Right. So, it's more the fact that your schedule is open. So if you want to take a vacation, that's the thing. And with chronic pain, I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. I don't know how I could work a regular job now with this condition. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sure I could tough it out, but it's like you know, when something gets bad, you know what I mean? I'm sure I could, but it's look, money hasn't even been all that great lately for YouTube because Dragon Ball's not hot, so it's not even about that. But it's also
crazy to think about.
Yeah, but also I was smart with my money. I invested it. I've got investments that are helping me out, and that's something everybody should do. But the reality is, it sucks when you have these conditions, when you're working with somebody, and then you start overthinking, are they gonna fire me? What about the next employer? And it fucks with you, bro.
Which, by the way,
Tarble
and a
again.
little bit of more, and a little bit of bomb. I have been actually diagnosed with anxiety disorder.
You have what?
I actually have anxiety disorder as well.
Oh, so do I, bro. Like I have anxiety.
So it's like, so
yeah.
I do overthink. I overthink all the time, and the problem is one of my main migraine triggers is stress. So it's like a domino. It just keeps going. And the other thing I've realized recently is that if I didn't know the reason, but I used to get cluster migraines where I'd have a migraine, I'd fall asleep, I'd wake up, I'd be having a migraine actively as I wake up. So my vision's all sparkles, and I'm like, whoa.
Almost like a
And
hangover.
then, you know, it's my migraines are similar to strokes because I lose feeling and I lose, like, I droop.
That is
So
scary,
it's really weird. And that's the problem.
But then it goes back to normal again, right?
Yeah, it does. And the problem is my granddad, which is where it comes from mainly, he had 3 strokes and he didn't know because he just thought they were migraines.
But are you sure you haven't had strokes? Like, right? Or you don't know.
Well,
Maybe you did.
the thing is, they weren't, for my granddad, they weren't massive strokes because from what I've read and what I've been told is that an interesting thing with the migraines, especially the ones that my family gets, is there's a cure, but you have to have a stroke.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. You have to have an intense stroke and something within the brain, I don't know what it is if maybe one of the sectors of the brain has a switch that goes off or whatever it may be. But from what I've read up, in 9 times out of 10, people that have a stroke often don't get migraines anymore.
That is bizarre.
Don't know why.
You know what that tells me? That tells me that we really do not understand the human brain entirely.
Oh, absolutely
at
not.
all.
We don't understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of mysteries there, bro. Because that's not the only one. But that's like, for example, the big one is if you take THC, why does everybody who takes THC see the same visions?
Exactly.
We're all different people. Yeah, it's just weird. Like,
it's like we're tuning into a different wavelength.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, we're actually accessing alternate realities, but a lot of people do think that. Like, and they're not dumb people, dude. Like, I've never taken THC, but I knew somebody who took that and acid, and they're like, no, dude, it's weird. Like, it's
people,
not like a, yeah.
And everybody who takes ayahuasca always has the same ego death. They always have the same experience.
Yes, I meant to say DMT. I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead. Ayahuasca, yeah, that's like DMT. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because I watched. I used to be big on like science stuff because I'm big on knowledge. I love knowledge. I love knowing things. I like big on that stuff. Even though I did terrible in school.
I'm the same, bro. I got into science after school, after I graduated.
Yeah, I watched Vsauce a lot. If you know, surely you know Vsauce.
I don't
one of the biggest channels.
Maybe
Vsauce,
I have,
one of the biggest educational channels on the platform.
I didn't. Let me look him up. Vsauce. Yeah, I see him here. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. That was quick. 24 million subs.
Yeah. This
is a massive dude. This guy's massive.
That's what I'm saying. And it's split into 3 channels as well. Vsauce 1, 2, and 3. When I used to watch all of his like educational stuff because it's nearly all educational. But he has one where he goes on this massive trip and he takes ayahuasca and he explains that he experienced all the same stuff that everybody experiences, and he doesn't understand the science as to why it happens. So he doesn't get it. You know, they all experience ego death at some point during the experience, and they all experience roughly the same hallucinations, which is
very strange.
Really telling.
Very strange.
Very, very strange.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, yeah, man. I do hope. Well, we gotta get out of here, but I do hope that AI maybe can at some point find a cure for your thing that's not a stroke. Because I don't want to be like, Jake, I hope you get a stroke, but it's almost like a blessing in disguise. My dad got a stroke when I was a kid, bro, and he was in the hospital for like a week, and his mouth was all he smoked a lot. His mouth was like all, you know, when your nerves damage and like almost like, you know, like a Jim Ross thing.
I remember, oh god, it was so weird. My friend in school, one of my Spanish friends, he's also one that works with me. He, for some reason, Justin Bieber had it happen to him recently as well. Not recently, but his face just went and wouldn't move.
So it's almost like a cerebral or Bell's palsy.
I think that's what it was. I think it was Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
Like his whole side of this face just froze Wouldn't move. Had to wear an eye patch and anything because he couldn't blink.
And then, but over time it does get better though, is what they say.
It was over 2 months. Eventually, it was able to like start moving his lips again, and then boom, it was perfectly fine.
Well, some say it takes years for some cases.
It can, it can. Absolutely, it can.
Yeah. Well, we got to get out of here. Everybody, make sure you check out Jake, Art Jake, and like I said, bro, at least think about doing some YouTube. I want everybody to be happy. And the results of the 57% said they like the manga version, which is base God Blue, and 43% said they like Kaio-Ken Blue. So it is pretty close. But we came up with a way so you have both. So I will be doing one on Future Trunks at some point, folks, with Heesh. And I think Black and Fist wants to come on for Tournament of Power. So look forward to that.
Forever.
Huh?
I haven't heard of Black and Fist forever.
He just came back recently, but he got his account hacked.
Oh no.
He got hacked, bro. It's crazy. We're working with Google now to get it back. There's a guy right there, wasted potential. He made it to 82,000 subscribers, which a lot of folks would kill to have, and then left. He left during the Tournament of Power, which was the most lucrative time to do Dragon Ball.
Funny thing, do you know SSJ 9000?
Carter, not personally, but I've talked to him before and we hung out a couple times.
I have a history with him. It's kind of hilarious.
Bad or good or both?
No, good history. I used to talk to him when he was nothing, like when he had
too,
nothing
actually,
to his
when
name.
he was first coming up.
I think he has a comment on one of my oldest videos. I was playing Black Ops 1 Zombies. It's such a cringeworthy video. It's such a cringeworthy video I made, but I'm pretty sure he commented and he was giving me pointers and stuff, and I was giving him pointers. And it was crazy to think about back in the day. But, I've talked to so many people that I just didn't think I ever would. Even within the Zombies community, I've got history there where I discovered, like, some Easter eggs in the Zombies community. Where
You mean like Black Ops Zombies?
Yeah, Black Ops 3, I think it was. The second DLC map that came out, I figured out the jump scare Easter egg. Which I got some credit, and some people who should have credit me never did. But that's drama for a different day.
Am I weird, bro, in thinking that Kino der Toten is still my favorite map? Like, to this day, it's still my favorite map.
It's fair. It's a fair thing to say.
I played so much of it because I think the peak of Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. Like, those 4 games. When Ghost came out, it was like a step down. Me and my roommate back when
that's universal, though. And everyone knows that.
Okay, I'm so glad because, dude, me and my roommate were so excited for Ghost. We would play Black Ops all day, and Modern Warfare 3 and 2. And we went the night it came out. We got it, took it home, and it was such a disappointment. I was like, dude, what have they done? And then I heard there's one even worse than that, the Future War or whatever. I never got to play it, but I heard that was terrible.
Okay, so there's a thing. I don't know if you're thinking of Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare.
One of those two. It might have been Infinite. The one where it's
Infinite Warfare became one of the most disliked videos on the platform.
That's the one. The trailer was disliked. Yeah, I remember that.
But
is Infinite Warfare bad though?
No, Infinite Warfare's gameplay is so underrated. It was actually really good. It was actually so good. People underestimated it so bad. The zombies was decent. I didn't like it too much. I'm a Treyarch guy. Treyarch Zombies. Treyarch Black Ops Zombies. World at War to wherever it is now. I've always been a massive fanatic.
Yeah.
I still remember not being able to survive up to round 4 and knocked.
Okay, but
that's like a 6-year-old.
Infinity War did a great job with Modern War. Now, I haven't played the new ones, but Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 have great campaigns. But I still think the Black Ops campaign with Mason, that whole storyline where you go to Cuba, I fucking love that campaign, bro.
You talked about Cuba. What happened to Cuba?
I love it.
See, I love the artistry in that game because when you turn into zombies, the guy walks away. And then, like, on the window comes back and he's just he's banging on the window and, like, slashing at it, trying to get in. He's become a zombie. It's cool as hell.
It is.
Like, I also... It's missing.
Do you remember that one map where you play as, like, JFK and, like, all these old presidents? It was in Black Ops 1.
5.
That was another fun one, dude.
They remade it in Black Ops 4. They remade that in Black Ops 4. It's one of my favorite maps ever. The remake.
Is this still the same thing where it was like Kennedy? I think Castro.
No.
Like,
so are you at all familiar with the zombie story?
I just play the maps. I don't know what you mean by. I haven't played a Call of Duty in ages.
The story is huge. Like,
so there's an actual story between all the games?
There is a storyline that is interdimensional, into like time travel, German Nazi evil scientists. You know, it's crazy.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just maps for fun. You know what I mean?
No. Like, it goes into like the idea of Agatha, you know, the ether, stuff like that. It goes crazy.
I never
it's like
knew.
Going into where like the element that creates the zombies even came from in the first place. And it culminates, I'll just tell you where it culminates. Where at the end, they use a thing called the ether shard. They shoot it up in the air, mix it with a thing called the summoning key. And then by killing the main characters, like their main bodies, like their prime versions of themselves, they collapse the multiverse into one single universe. And that's them when like yeah.
This is the opposite of Call of Duty, bro. This is all like comic book
where Cold War zombies takes place. Everything's been sent to the dark ether, and then these German scientists almost repeat in history, doomed to repeat it, even though that history doesn't exist anymore. Mind fucking. They then break open the dark ether, and then all the stuff from the dark ether, the zombies, the entities, all like the high gods, all like start breaking through. It's crazy. It's crazy what happens. It gets very in Black Ops 3 is when it becomes very who's the creator, the guy who made Cthulhu.
You talk about oh my god, oh bro, I know this too. He not Aleister Crowley.
No,
I'm an idiot for that, bro. Dude, I knew this, bro. Let me see here.
Lovecraft.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. How the fuck did I forget that? Yeah.
It becomes very Lovecraftian. And it's the thing is, it gets to this point and you think it comes out of nowhere. This is in Black Ops 3 this happened, so this is way later down the line. And then you then look back and listen to the radios up until like in World at War. And then there's like references to these things like the MPD pyramid. Like Richthofen, the reason, like the German scientist, the reason he loses his mind is because he's infected by a character called the Shadow Man, who doesn't appear until Black Ops 3 as a main character. And it's like,
so they built up the story from a while back.
It was in depth built up, and the problem is it was taken over by Jason Blundell from Jimmy Zielinski during Black Ops 2. He started appearing, but like. People say, "How do I walk into a Geekdom stream?"
I saw that, bro. Yeah, we just got into it. I love zombies, but I didn't know it was this deep.
It goes really deep.
After Ghost, I played a little bit of Black Ops 3 because it came with my PS4, a little bit of WW2, and I did play Modern Warfare 2 when it was re-released, the original campaign, because I fucking love that storyline. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's just nostalgia, but the peak era was Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1. Plus, like, dude, playing survival with my ex-roommate, bro, we would be there hunkered down, bum, 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 and then here comes the Juggernaut, bro. Here comes the Juggernaut. So we get out, right? We throw the C4, dun, 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 and then he'd be coming, dun, 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 and then, bro, these are some of the most fun times.
I think that was Spec Ops mode.
It was called survival mode in
That's it, yeah. And there was that one map where it was like the museum, and you could press the button in the middle, and the whole thing would go crazy.
That was 2, yeah. All these fucking and there's all these guns everywhere. Yeah, and then so we would put the C4 out, right? And then he'd be following us, and you know, Juggernauts are like impossible to kill, but with the C4 you do it, or with the what do you call those choo-chung, those bombs?
Claymores.
What are they? Huh?
Claymores.
Claymores, yes, claymores. And then he'd be walking up, and then boom, and then oh man, dude, I had so much fun playing that shit like 15 years ago, bro. Now,
but no, the easiest way to like depict the zombie story is like they made a book called it's in universe as well. It's called the Chronorium, and it foresees future events and like tells them what to do and how to, because they're stuck in a cycle, like a time loop, and it tells them how to break it. But It's really weird how it works, but the way they depict it, like as a roadmap, is it's like a spiral with more spirals around it that intersect, and those intersecting spirals are like different dimensions, like maps we've played on, like the one that takes place in Alcatraz, and one that takes place in like a different dimension in like Earth 16.2 or like Earth like 1409, and it's like tells you like how these ones intersect and like
it's like
how our main crew jump between them sometimes to like get certain relics to like help them break this cycle. Like
they might as well call it Infinity Warfare, but then they get sued.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the best way
Secret Warfare, Call of Duty Secret Warfare.
The best way to do it is because the community made it, like it's called the Chronorium, spelt with a K. .com, and they made the book. It's like an interactive website, almost like something out of like the mid 2000s. It's really cool, and it opens up, and it's all the storyline in order, text based to read and go through correctly. It's like trying to catch up on One Piece. I'm telling you.
It sounds like when they put out that Hyrule Historia and had like the history of Zelda in there, even though that timeline didn't make that much sense.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. Or like a guidebook, a Dragon Ball guidebook. All right, last super chat here. He says, one more. Hell yeah. It is 316 day. Oh, hell yeah. We got to get out of here, though. But thank you, Jake, for stopping by, man.
No problem, dude. I've got to run. I can hear my dog going crazy upstairs.
Okay. Well, have a good one. Have a good day, y'all. I'll talk to you later, bro. We'll talk more. We'll talk more about the future.
I've got to grab a battery because my mouse has just run out.
Okay, I'm going to just close the stream. Thank y'all again. Have a good one. See you soon.